pulled up to the set when I heard that brutal sound of the bass. Start to feel like I'm dreaming, man, should have seen that look on my face. But I'm so low-key, I'm an anonymous key that I left no trace. But when I step one foot in the room, I'ma set this pace. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this. Yeah. My God. Yeah. I feel like king of the hill when they're king of the hill. My God. Yeah, yeah. It feels like murder, murder. Setting them alight when I lit that flame. Try pulling up side by side for the race, just realize that we're in a different lane. Yeah, see I'm out here killing the game. How can you claim that we're living the same? See in reality we ain't on a similar stage. You're sitting in the crib while I'm singing my name. That flames, whole of the city on lock. The coldest flows and the cream of the crop. We've them bees with a lean and a bop. Got a phone line ringing till the heat don't stop. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this down. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown. That's the type of my sound, better rise up when I shut this. Yeah. My God. Yeah. I feel like king of the hill when they're king of the hill. My God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the first split week 1 for Crusader. This is our Emerald League. As you guys know, Emerald is the new huge elo, so this is going to be quite the league. I'm here to cast tonight, Scarlet, and I'm here with...
Hey, it's me. It's all good. I know I lied. I'm back here again today.
So anyways, today we're going to see Brad Balster versus Conduit Blackout. It's going to be really exciting to see where these teams really end up. I feel like a lot of people over the last 2 splits have like really jumbled up their elo and stuff, so we might see some really exciting like mismatches or just see where everyone really in coordinated play matches up and stuff. Is there any matchup you're really looking forward to?
Well, yeah, I want to see. I want to see Uwu Slayer and Doctor Shroud. I want to see that.
Well, I'm looking at the lobby and I'm not sure if everything is completely correct, but I believe that they have Slayer their sub in today. And Slayer was in the Gold League last split. So I'm kind of curious. I don't know what role are they in. Anyways, we're gonna move the draft really quickly. We can talk about that later. Um, so
Yeah, these
let's
dudes are ready to
get into the
go.
draft.
So,
Yeah.
all
All
right.
right, we've already got the band here, Nico.
Yeah, we unfortunately didn't get to talk about it because everyone is so ready to go. But yeah, Nico's out, and so is Zinja. We don't know. We could tell you who those are targeted against, but it's just more fun if you guess.
I mean, I kind of get it, like getting rid of the huge engage champions whenever everyone's like, some of these people are on new teams, maybe there's a sub. Having just like, you don't really need coordination if it's just like whenever Nico ults, we're all gonna go in, you know, it's very simple. Um, so I can kind of understand banning things that are like more generic, especially since solo queue is the only information most of these players have about them. There's no previous weeks, and some of them don't even have previous splits of coordinated play. So kind of just got to ban generically what you don't want to play against and what counters the things you want to play. Anyway, so yeah, like we see classic stuff like Nico, Lucian. The Viego ban's a little spicy. I think that might be targeted. And then Aphelios is definitely targeted against Slayer. Pretty sure. I'm not 100% confirmed that he's played AD carry. That's what he played last split. And the Pike ban. What do you think of the Pike ban?
That has to be extremely targeted. You don't ban Pike. No one's that scared of Pike anymore. Like this
Yeah.
is like if this was like solo queue, I would believe it. But this is a team; they're not scared of Pike. That was a targeted ban.
Seraphine is so interesting because it's, I mean, if you get Aphelios Pike banned against you and then you pick Seraphine, it's just showing that you're like on an entirely different plan than what they thought. Obviously, we don't know what role this Seraphine is going to be, but it definitely is a little bit different playstyle, regardless of if it's 80 carry support in the bot lane than a Pike pick would be. However, Ezreal kind of makes sense against it as well. Easily dodges the CC, is able to pressure her a little bit. I mean, it could be Seraphine mid, but still.
I was gonna
Um,
say it, but I was just gonna let you finish first.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one that plays Seraphine mid. I feel like she has just been in the bot lane for a long time now. Lee Sin, however, let's stop talking about Seraphine. This is a lot more interesting.
Yeah, that's
uh,
a blindly sinned, and unsurprisingly, the Nocturne comes after that. I mean,
yeah, Nocturne's
yeah.
pretty good right now with the ability to just ult over and over again, and then you have Seraphine to start a fight whenever. That's not a real teamo, so don't even look at it. I do
Well, you
like
don't
that.
know that. You don't know that.
No, it's
Hold
not.
on,
It's not real.
faith,
Stop. Stop. See,
faith. I have
it's
faith.
not real. Okay, there's the
Ugh,
Orn. Much more classic of a pick.
ugh. All
um,
right. Well,
this is interesting because like you're picking two scaling lanes. I think Seraphine is pretty okay in lane, but Orn is like, I mean, he's not gonna get behind or anything, but it does mean that there's not much protection for Nocturne's jungle yet, and he is going to struggle early on against Lee Sin if Lee Sin decides to invade.
I've lost all interest in this game. There's an Orn on a. Wait, never mind. Interest is back. Doctor Mundo.
Wait, from Dr. Mundo? You were like, man, Orange sucks, but man, Dr. Mundo, I'm so excited to see that. What?
Hey, Scarlet, your top lane hate is showing.
My bad.
Calm,
We're supposed to show
calm it
how
down.
exciting this game is going to be, and Dr. Mundo versus Orn is an exciting matchup. We should really just look at top lane for the entire game because they are going to be constantly in peril of dying. I like the
We'll come
support
back to
bans
this
coming out.
later. We'll come back to this later. Senna and Karma have been banned out.
Senna
Um,
makes sense with the Seraphine. I think the double support item is kind of bad, but people realize Seraphine Senna is still pretty good, even if you don't get the broken double support. You know?
yeah. I mean, and the Senna, yeah. So, like I said, the Senna ban makes sense. The Karma ban is a little interesting, in my opinion. Um, Yone is unsurprising here.
Yeah.
That's actually unsurprising.
I mean,
Now,
the one thing about the Yone is that it's a third scaling lane. I guess maybe Seraphine isn't fair to say that. but Yone means that Nocturne would be completely defenseless. So I'm not sure that Yone would have been a good pick, but at the same time, if your jungler isn't confident in your mid laner to protect the invades, then maybe they feel like they can't punish the Nocturne regardless of the weak lane.
True. So the
That's
question
Chill
now is
Zyra.
who
Get that out of here.
never mind. All right, well, Nautilus. Okay, so
Nautilus. I don't
looking
know. I would have liked a disengage support. I mean, I guess you had the Lee Sin for disengage, but it's very clear that BBV is looking to get some kind of pick into a fight. And Nautilus just says, yeah, okay, we'll fight. But I'm not sure if that's what CEB wants.
also they're really kind of narrowing down on the targets here for Nocturne. They pretty much said, okay, that's Nocturne. Well, no. And it looks like
Whoa.
you were
Okay, so
right.
it is
Seraphine mid.
Seraphine mid, Jinx Renata. So Jinx obviously a scaling champion. Kind of hard to play into Nautilus Ezreal. Renata helps her a little bit, but not as much as like a Nami or an actual like Seraphine would.
Listen. We know why Jinx is here. Jinx is
Wait.
here because they need to do do damage
I
deep.
am scared
No.
for
No way.
the
Yep.
Akali.
Okay. This game is amazing. Okay, I
I
take
am
back
scared for
everything I
BBV.
said.
I am scared for BBV. Look, they're against a Lee Sin, Akali mid, and they've got a Seraphine, which is like, yeah, she can push in Akali if she doesn't
Oh
get
no no
punished
no.
by the Lee Sin. But
No,
where
she's gonna
does
have a
Nocturne?
terrible lane.
Yeah, where does
Jungle and
Nocturne?
mid are screwed. Okay, we're
Where
not here
yeah,
for
where
them
does
though.
Nocturne go? Like, if Lee Sin ever decides to just whoop 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 la 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 walk into lane or jungle, Nocturne's never winning that. He has to run with his tail between his legs. Like, I don't know. Okay,
Literally.
but post laning phase, obviously BPV. If this game goes to 35 minutes past without Soul going over to Conduit, they will win.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
maybe they're just trying to skill diff, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But I
I
have to
mean,
say, I feel like
that's what their team says. Their team says we're gonna get stronger later and just annihilate you. And they've even built a comp where it's like you can't run from this. Like they picked the Nautilus to say we'll fight you, but do you really want to? With that Renata, that changes this like hard. Like
yeah, this game is either over at 10 minutes or gonna last a while and BPV will win. That's my prediction. Like, it's gonna be a lot of weight on the Akali and Lee Sin. In the bot lane, really. I mean, not to say anything about lanes that I may have a bias against, but seem like they're gonna matter at all till later. But
you want to get it out
Akali,
right now? I mean, we got enough
I'm just
time
saying.
if you
Look,
want to get it
I'm
out
just
right
saying.
now.
If you covered the top lane from the minimap and just only looked over there whenever grubs are up, it would be the
Mm-hmm.
same game. I mean, you're not missing anything. But the Akali is one to watch. The Ezreal is one to watch. If Ezreal does not get a lead, Jinx will carry the game. If Akali does not punish the Seraphine or punish the Nocturne, the team fights will be massive. Again, I think that Conduit won the draft, but they have to execute the advantages that they drafted. The onus is on them. If they just play passive, the game's going to go to BBV. And that is my thoughts on it.
I genuinely forgot Ezreal got picked. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Until you
I'm
said
excited to
Ezreal's
see
name.
Ziggy's Ezreal.
Yeah.
She's got a tough lane, I feel like. Not tough in like it's hard to play, but it's hard if you don't crush it. You kind of have to play aggressive, and while playing aggressive into a Nocturne sounds easy, it can be a little tougher than you think sometimes. Sometimes they get those crazy ganks off early.
That's true. That's true. Also, predictions are live, guys. So if you pick a team, put your points down, see if you win.
Okay, one
And
last
if
thing.
you're
Slayer, who played 80 carry last split, is now playing mid lane, the Seraphine. And yeah, pick a team, and we will see how the game goes. We will be right back after the delay.
Down so dark, got me weak when I wake up. On a weekend when I'm not messed up. What a shame you only know my name. Wanna choke all of your circus. All your jokes come off so ruthless. Bye bye, you can miss me with that
Hello and welcome to the first game for Emerald Split. And look at this. We got 5-stack versus 5-stack. Nautilus versus...
All
I mean,
right, here we
everyone knows Nautilus
go.
is coming in. Wait, he's just walking in? He's dead. He's dead. 100% dead. But what can they get on the reverse? Can they get the... No way you're getting an
Nope.
Orn. So now
Nope.
Psyche is going down. Flash in for jungler. Figgy is absolutely out of there, right? She has flash. She's going to not save it.
Well, that's
Which makes
another for the
sense.
Seraphine.
Let's look at the kills. Seraphine, yeah. Seraphine is going to absolutely crush a Kali here if he plays correctly. Jinx.
Oh, is this going to be another
Oh,
one? Oh,
no,
they
no.
didn't. No balls. They should
Jinx is
have.
going to be able to get like a longsword. Pretty impactful here. You don't want to be playing Nautilus down a longsword. I mean, obviously not the Nautilus having a longsword, but you understand.
I got you.
And top lane got nothing, which is just what they just. I mean, it doesn't matter even if
He
they
got
two.
two. I'm not about to let you sit here and deny this man's accomplishments. He got 2 assists.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was gonna let him buy a ruby crystal like about half a wave sooner. I'm so excited. Okay, look at this. Nocturne pathing towards bot. Figgy was smart
You're
enough to
such a
save her
hater.
flash. Figgy was smart enough to save her flash. So she will not be completely weak to this Nocturne. But again, she wants to be aggressive. The jungler is pathing away from her. And the enemy jungler is pathing towards her. Like, it's doomed, right? Like, how do you play with Nautilus Ezreal down this amount of gold? Top as we stare at top lane, do nothing. Without your jungler. Maybe Lee Sin does a cheese gank. With the enemy jungler pathing towards you, yes, you have flashing cleanse, but I mean, you have to pressure the Jinx.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we'll see what happens. But also, I just wanted to say, you brought up the summoner spells. The only people who flashed in that encounter were the junglers.
That's true.
So
Slayer
everybody
is not
else,
making these
everybody
trades
else
look
just tried to
good.
walk away.
Oh, it's worth noting, Slayer bought a tier and a control ward, so Slayer has 0 combat stats. Oh, Nautilus hook goes in. I don't think it's gonna get that much, but it's gonna help to relieve the pressure a little bit. They can't push as hard now. They can't get the crash on 3 like they wanted, I believe. Ezra has low wave clear, so maybe they can, but it's gonna be a little bit more of a commitment. But yeah, the Seraphine has no combat stats, and Slayer, he played like he had them, so now he's in like absolute trouble.
I mean, to be fair, he had no you didn't have any combat sets to begin with. So I mean,
Right, but you get like a Amp Tome or another Doran's Ring. I don't think that's legal anymore. Or even a Dark Seal, and you can punish the Akali every trade. But you get a tier, and sure, you have the long extended trades, but Akali doesn't have mana, and she's not looking to go for those long extended laning trades anyways.
so you're saying bad itemization on the side of Slayer here.
No, I'm not saying that. I am saying that Slayer itemized one way and played another. It's okay for him to take the tier, but if he takes the tier, he can't make those aggressive trades like he's up an item. Lee Sin, by the way, looking mid. There is a ward there, but I think he's pathing around it. Ping onto Seraphine. Flash up.
If he loses his Q, Seraphine's pretty dead.
I
Akali
think
getting
she with
mad
flash,
aggressive.
but this wave is so huge that I don't think they can really do anything, right? And Nocturne is kind of... Or Nautilus here. Wait a second.
Oh,
there's no
hello.
salvation for Nautilus here. Like, Lee Sin is not going to W, and he flashes
That's
out.
the flash.
Go... Okay, I lied. There's salvation. The Q onto...
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
And that may be Akali too.
Yeah. Wow.
Will it be Lee Sin?
Wait.
Yes, it will
gets
be.
flashed on. Okay.
And just like that, at 5 minutes, and not even at 5 minutes, it's 6-1.
Yeah.
With a
So
3K
everything I
goal
said
lead.
about this game, just throw it out the window. Except for top lane. I was right about top lane. Because suddenly Seraphine's pressuring the Akali. Suddenly, Jinx is just laughing at Ezreal as he buys a tier and boots. So he's stuck basically on a Doran's Blade with combat stats versus longsword, dagger. I mean, I was saying that Brad Balster was going to be able to pressure Conduit, but suddenly...
Doesn't seem like it. Well,
Yeah,
somebody call it
exactly.
slaughter rules. Game 2 up. Hey, someone got hooked, and it was Jinx. Took a little damage from the
they have the
Ezreal Q.
Nocturne, and the wave's too pushed in. They can't commit, so it's fine. Wait, Lee Sin's here? I think he just leaves. Yeah, I mean, Lee Sin can only protect from the gank. There's not really an opportunity there, and Nocturne might even be able to turn and just go for the dragon.
That seems like exactly what he's doing. Lee Sin,
I don't know if BBV will decide to punish this? I don't think they can. Akali roamed up. Lee Sin's obviously committed to the... Yeah, I think they're just letting this go, which is respectable. But if there's one thing you don't want to see, it's Nocturne Jinx getting the first dragon, and it's an Infernal Drake. Like, that is... Yikes.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I'm surprised they didn't just immediately start heading towards the Void Grubs.
Wait, yeah, Nautilus is going towards Grubs. I think they wanted to let Lee Sin farm a little bit because they knew they had time. Because Jinx obviously has to commit here, and they don't know that Ezreal's alone yet. So they have time. Like, the Grubs are going to go down, and it will be theirs. Might as well get an extra wolf clear while you're at it. Because what is Nautilus going to do here, right? They're not going to pressure. Ezreal's not going to kill them. All he's going to do is take XP from Ezreal. Ezreal's not going to get dove. So you might as well delay him. It's fine.
True, true. Well, everybody knows now Void Grubs are dead. They officially have those
Slayer
4
will
stacks.
not play into this. Slayer will not play into this, but he does have the Renata bait. 3v3 possible.
Yeah, Nocturne is waiting in the wings. He's not level 6 yet.
So. Wait, the root? I don't think they get anything, but they definitely will stop the pressure from the Akali.
All right, just, let the Akali know. Be respectful to the Seraphine. Be respectful.
Yeah, I don't think Akali's good. She's too low to bait for anything, so you can send the Nautilus mid. I don't know that this ever goes anywhere, right? Nautilus is here. Lee Sin is pathing as well. I think Lee Sin says, I'm getting the Raptors. You just go back bot lane. But Nautilus... Okay, no,
Seraphine's fine. Even if Nautilus does come forward, Seraphine will be fine. Has flash,
and I think
has the ultimate,
has
has E. Yeah.
I think Psych made the right decision to call off the Nautilus and get the camp. And then maybe you look for something here. Wait, the Q, but the ult's going to be huge. Yeah, this is a kill for Seraphine. Absolutely. Slayer takes down one, might take down the second. Look at top lane being used. Like, what are we there for?
well, I think Cameron knows that we're not going to, Seraphine's not going to get unless...
This is actually another kill, I believe, because Nocturne ults in, absolutely gets the kill. There's no one to punish Seraphine, so they can get the push and maybe even a plate. Top lane looking kind of interesting. But
wow, that was
always disappoints.
That was very... Wow, okay, whoa. Also...
Wait.
Listen, we got to talk about this top lane thing, like, later. I want to talk about the fact that was probably a very brave second Q from Lee Sin.
Yeah. Akali's looking for Nocturne in the counter jungle. Nautilus is coming up, but they're going to be too slow, I believe. Seraphine cannot help but the fear, but the E spell shielded, flash. The ult goes wide. They might try to pressure this into vision or invading, but I think it's going to dissipate into just taking the Nocturne ball.
I mean, they got his flash, but, I do think that he probably could have just killed Akali. I mean, as soon as Akali used the ultimate, I feel like, yeah, he was fine. Renata is in a bad position.
Renata is kind of out here alone. I believe Sick won't go down here. They are canceling the backs, but Nocturne is so slow that, yeah, absolutely, Renata will die. I don't think they're getting anything else. And Jinx cancels her back and lets the wave freeze, which is just double disaster for her. But then again, she's up a kill and, 7 CS against an Ezreal. Like, these small things probably don't amount to much, but, it's something.
Plus, out of all 3 of the people there, Nautilus got that kill.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, that's just got to be painful. Also, Akali does damage for no reason. Don't you hate to see it?
Yeah.
But anyway, now we're in the top lane.
Has top lane just been on a loop for the past 3 minutes? I feel like I'm watching the same trades. Did they replace top lane with a loop? Like, in those crime films where they just take the camera?
Oh my god, we get it, Scarlet. I think top lane is unnecessary. What do you want, a second mid laner?
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, wait. What if you had Nocturne goes in,
wow.
The charm is going to go off, the E through, but it doesn't matter, then it absolutely kills Dr. Shrouds. Okay, wait,
that was beautiful to watch. All right.
What if it was like Pac-Man? You walked through the bush, the Alclove on top lane, and you showed up bot lane. Second mid laner.
I'm not even gonna lie, that would be dope.
It would ruin timers and everything, but it would be sick.
That'd be pretty cool. All
right, second dragon comes up.
Because we want the map that small, we might as well draw a petition trying to get back Twisted Tree Line.
I don't believe that Brad Balster is gonna look to contest this. He's doing grubs right now, I think.
He is doing
timers
grubs.
Aren't here for grubs, but yeah. So I think they're gonna get greedy and try to do both. But the teleport comes in from Seraphine to protect just to make sure. And so they brought Nautilus up here, but it doesn't really mean anything because I don't think they win the fight even with
they
Nautilus
just need
here.
to kill. They need to stop him from killing 2. Okay, yeah, it's done. They don't get the buff now, so it doesn't matter. They need to kill 2 because they have 4 and needs 6, I believe. So
yeah, but they commit the teleport for Grubs. I believe they're still going to be able to get the dragon as well. And I don't think that Lee Sin really has any pressure on Ornn. So really, like, Nautilus just went on the longest journey from bot lane to top lane back to bot lane. Now wait, he might find something here though.
no, he got spotted out.
Yeah, he finds nothing. And he's
And
going
Lee
back to
Sin
top
is
lane.
still
Dude, this
top.
Nautilus, he's like a roaming warrior, just completely lost, no master, and just sad. I swear he has not
that's how we're
gotten
gonna
like
call it.
he hasn't gotten more than like 3 minions XP in the past 5 minutes, which is not. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. It's not his fault. It's just playing Nautilus into 3 lost lanes is really hard. I mean, top lane's not lost, but it's irrelevant. So, by the way, look at this Nocturne behind the Ezreal Nautilus. They think the support is gone. Fizzy might go in. Might go in here, but the ult comes in on Nautilus. Nautilus has everything. Is able to get the Q onto Renata. The ult off as well, but they still take down Yipsy, and Figgy cannot get the counter kill.
They tried though. The Ignite did going down into Renata, and the Ezreal.
They're gonna go for the redive. I'm not sure if this is smart. Figgy has a lot of options to open to her. Yeah, Nocturne is going to die to Akali, and now Jinx is also dead. There's a double shutdown. Sorry, not to Akali, to Lee Sin. Double shutdown just from a really good kick. Not what you want to do whenever you're ahead, but you still have 2 dragons and a gold lead and a Jinx, so I think you're okay with it. Mundo might actually kill Ornn here. No.
Ornhorn came out. I don't think that knockup helps though. He's still healing. Oh,
wow.
Hold on.
That was a really cool fight top lane. That was basically everything that happened bot lane, but more. I'm sorry, can we get more of that?
Wow. I mean, is it a personal problem with them or just the lane?
No, not them. It's not their fault that they were relegated to a horrible role. Riot abandoned them. It's not their fault.
No, you're not wrong about that Riot abandoning them thing. So I'm actually that was actually true.
Top laner's looking for Rome again. Nada is on vision. She might walk away the greedy way. I think Silk is fine, but you know. Teleport in from Orange to make sure they don't even lose a plate.
Jinx is just down here farming.
Yeah,
obviously Jinx. 20 ahead on Ezreal. So much more gold ahead on Ezreal. Because Jinx has 2 kills.
Yeah.
And
just the scaling alone.
Mundo finds a shadow monster.
I think this fight will actually turn into something. They are going to try to dive. Ghost comes out and he locks away. But Renata and Seraphine are coming up here, so is Nautilus and Akali. I don't think there's nothing to fight over, though, so it really just turns into Vision Wars, basically. Kill some wards. Nautilus cries about the lost XP. And Lee Sin might land a Q, but I doubt he commits. Nocturne is hoping that he commits. But, Psyche isn't going to fall for it. Nocturne has ult up. He's always got to have ult up with the Hex Plate, so no greedy kicks.
Nope, unfortunately not. And it looks like they're going to try to get this Rift Herald. I mean, 4 members of the team are hanging around, though. Let's see if they come over.
It's so sad because, like, objective bounties aren't coming up because of the amount of gold. But if it was based on probability to win, objective bounties would have been up a while ago. You know?
Yeah. So, maybe they should stop farming for a minute.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, BBV has to pull it really together here and find their win condition. And I think it's got to be through Akali and Lee Sin. And that's very hard to do, especially on your first game together as a team coordination. But that is basically their only out.
BBV was the one with Slayer on them.
I'm checking.
Yeah, BBV.
Okay, gotcha. I'm looking at the stream. My bad.
Okay.
Conduit has got to pull it together.
Yeah, don't confuse me. Get it right. Anyway, I'm playing. But still, top lane's just doing their thing. We don't need to talk about this. I mean, there's nothing really. There's no really like killer top laners up here. Like I don't expect either of these guys to like get too feisty. But we keep coming back
I
to them, and
mean,
I don't know why. I'm starting to understand. We just keep coming back here.
dude, this is a loop. I swear this was the same thing that happened in level 3 and level 4. But wait, actually, yeah, okay. But the thing is that Mundo's got to be one of your win conditions as well. Like you've got to get to the point where he can run in and I don't even know, make sure that
All I know
Jinx
is he
has
just took a
pressure on her.
bunch of damage. He took a lot of damage.
I think Lee Sin is giving up this dragon as well. Now, Ocean Drake is not that scary because the only poke you have is Ezreal. But
I mean, but if he gives up this dragon, that puts them on literally 1 away from Soul. That puts them on Soul point.
Controversial take here. Ocean
What's up?
Soul here is probably one of the worst souls in this game. I don't think it's going to affect that much because it has to be Akali and Lee Sin killing someone in about 2 seconds. And Ocean Soul regeneration in that time is not going to affect it. So I think that Conduit is really happy seeing the Ocean Soul. And they might even be more willing to trade it for Baron or other objectives and just give the soul in time for scaling.
Okay. So, counterpoint. Is that pretty good on BBV though?
True.
I understand what we're saying here. That like, yeah, it wouldn't do
Okay,
us
they're
any
looking for a
good.
play on Ornn, by the way, for once. I think this kick is going to be pretty good as long as he doesn't get predicted by the W. There's the W, waits for it, kicks out, flashes out, Ornn coming in. Ezreal does barely any damage. Ornn gets the Lee Sin. Oh my god, they just try so hard to get any play, and it's a top laner. So four on the side of BBV pushing down.
They still have Rift Hero?
They don't, which is confusing to me. I
Well,
swear I
yeah.
paid attention.
Yeah,
They
that did
probably
not
used it
drop.
just
Did it
there.
expire?
No, it can't expire anymore. So if it expires, it just drops now, even if you're dead. So I just totally missed it.
I don't know. There's no way we missed Rift Hero spawning. Did we?
You want to review the tapes? Like, I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay, I guess we just missed that. All right.
We were probably looking top lane at the
Oh yeah.
exciting
Okay,
point.
that makes sense. Just focus on that. God, your pessimism is contagious about top lane. I just realized that.
I'm sorry. I'll be more positive. Mundo is farming.
15.
He's gonna hit a
23
cleaver. This cleaver's gonna be so big. Look. Okay, we're gonna look away from top lane, but I promise that cleaver changed the game. We're not going for a crab, by the way. But I think Nautilus and Lee Sin can kill her if they know this is happening, but they never know this is happening. Jinx is in a little bit of trouble. Has he on herself, gets hooked! Even the flash is not enough, so he's gonna save it. And that should not have happened. It is definitely one of the few ways that Conduit can get back into the game.
That is true, and that's another kill for Lee Sin. You'd think they try to feed that to Ezreal.
I think Red is being a little aggressive here. There's 2 people that if they land a Q, you're in trouble. Just for a ward. They're never taking Baron. Nocturne does have ult, however. I'm not sure who's getting baited. That's a really good Seraphine lining up. I can't believe we're looking top lane, but... I mean, because... No, not because top lane hate, but because that looked like a...
No, I get it. I know, I was about to say, but yeah, it didn't look like it went off. That's all I was going to say was, it doesn't look like the Seraphine ultimate went off. I understand what you were saying that time. No, that's true. We need to be watching this. This is way more interesting than their posturing up top.
Oh, cleaver!
Slide back for just a cleaver.
Okay, Baron spawning. BBV could just put the gas pedal on. I think it's the wrong play, but, you know, it's really tempting. You're like, man, I want to win this game.
Yeah, Kali is bottom. She does have teleport, but instead they're going to try and focus on Mundo.
There's a teleport for Kali, so it's not the worst that she's bot lane, but they are putting pressure on this tower, and I think they want to... I mean, they at least want the outer tower, so it's not indicative that they're definitely going to commit for Baron, but it sure looks suspicious.
I mean, it looks suspicious because that's probably what's about to happen. Meanwhile, they are in the mid lane.
He can't match Akali. They're losing a lot mid. There's no objective bounties, but they did just lose 2 towers for 1. It looks like they're gonna pretend that they're doing Baron, but they walk over vision. So there's no. I mean, Nocturnal comes out, but I feel like these two
Oh
can
no, they
always
just want
get
to
away.
fight.
Yeah, but
They
they
just
never
want
get
to
a fight
fight.
here. They never get a fight here.
That was
Okay, they are going to circle around to the Baron.
They haven't been spotted out by wards.
I think they're gonna fake because Renata caught out by Mundo. They are not faking. This is a real Baron. Akali has not committed. They don't know this is happening. Akali is backing to get items before TPing. This means that the fight's gonna be delayed and they might lose the Baron to BBV first, then fight. Nautilus is looking for a hook. Look at these health bars, by the way. New Baron does so much damage. The shield
This is
helps,
not going to go the way
but
they
they are
want.
in trouble.
Yeah, this is not going well. Akali isn't even going to
Seraphine
teleport.
looking for an
Akali's
amazing
running
ult.
out.
I'm not sure if it's going to come out, but if it will, it'll be soon. Ornal comes out. If Seraphine ult stops it,
Akali
Seraphine goes
is behind
down.
them.
Mundo's behind, but it doesn't matter. Ezreal's full health coming into this fight while Jinx is dead, and you have to imagine that BBV is going to regret this Baron call for a long time. Lee Sin gets the flash on a Nocturne. Flash is over, sure. Why not? Make sure you can't get stolen from. Oh, gets the kill.
Oh, hold on.
Too far. Too far.
Okay. Yeah, that was
New Baron. New Baron. This happens all the time. Like that Baron would have worked season 13, but New Baron does too much damage and survives too long. Not saying like as a design point, but like it survives too long for that kind of play to work.
No. New Baron is a monster. We get it. Okay. There's been New Baron is nice. Look at that. He's got 3 heads, 6 heads. I don't know.
Okay, so I said if this game lasts long, Conduit would lose. However, if BBV continue to make plays like this, I think it's anyone's game.
That'll be a lot shorter, that's for sure.
This is Soul for them. Lee Sin is taking red, by the way, or I don't know what he did. He queued to something. Oh, he did take red before coming to this dragon, which means that BBV will be in position first. Lee Sin has not spent his Baron Gold. This seems like a mistake, but we'll see if it comes into play. Nocturne has ult, but I don't think he's going to find a target that's really squishy.
No, that phase is over.
In fact, Ezreal finds him. Lee Sin's going to go in. He has to R in defensively. Is able to live with the Seraphine W. There's still Seraphine ult, but Akali finds him too. Goes down except for Renata W means that Akali dies as well. Lee Sin dies. Jinx got the kill. Jinx has gotten excited. The ult is a massive from Slayer. And the entire roster of Conduit is gone.
That's the turnaround right there.
Except for Ezreal.
Hold on, wait for it. Wait for it? No, okay. I thought that was okay.
Yeah, that was just Conduit taking the little bit that they got. They took the little bit of rope that they got and hung themselves with it. Like, wow.
No, I give it to them. They had the confidence and they said we should hit the go button. We had the momentum, and unfortunately, BBV says, nah, dude, we're still strong here. We've been up this whole time. Just because you won one fight does not mean that we are lacking. And they tore that team fight apart.
It was so close too, because the Akali, we're not a W, saved that. Well, because I feel like
I want to say a lot of things saved that.
Yeah, but like you expect the Seraphine ult to hit a lot of people. You expect Nocturne to be yeah, it was a lot of things. You're right.
Yeah, it was all that. And then let's give it props to that not a W. That not a W kept Nocturne alive long enough to do enough damage for her to get murdered. Didn't save his life, but still killed her.
Go like that, Ocean Soul will be very impactful. I didn't imagine the fights would go like that, but in that fight, for example, it would not have been close if BBV had Ocean Soul.
Yeah, which they do now. So any other fights like that are going to start swinging in their way a lot quicker.
Yeah, notice that the difference between the two fights were BBV won and lost. Jinx was alive in one and dead in the other, like within 2 seconds. Jinx being alive and getting excited in that second fight absolutely was massive.
Oh yeah.
And now it's a little bit easier to save her with Ocean Soul. Nocturne coming in on Mundo of all people does not get the fear, but gets the slow. Ornal is going to hit. He's still healing so much. I don't believe that there's heal reduction. He's still.
And the fear's about to go off again. Nope.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Man, imagine drafting Nocturne as your jungler. Like, man, I'm so excited to go in on all these squishy people, and they draft Mundo and Nautilus and Ezreal. So you have to ult the Mundo. That feels so sad.
To be fair, he's still been playing great. They took away his targets.
Yeah, for sure.
They took away his targets, and he said, "All right, bet." I mean, he just made Mundo pop everything there. No ghost, no ultimate. Mundo is
Seraphine
now a
might have to pop
champion.
the same. Slayer's in a little bit of trouble here if they try to tower dive, but there's no minions, so I don't think they will. They decided to call it off. Jinx is pushed up without much support if Nautilus gets the flash hook. There's no flash though, so I'm just speaking. Wait, gets the
Oh,
calculated.
that Jinx is a brave soul. Have mercy.
Weaker players would have walked away there, canceled it back. Riley knows.
I expected him. Listen, in my mind, I said he's dead. If he has shop open, he's dead. I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, I went, if he has shop open, he's dead. By the way, there was no vision of theirs when that Nautilus walked through. He didn't see him coming.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Conduit trying a desperation play. They're trying to catch Slayer out. They know Nocturne has ult, so it's not an easy play. Slayer even knows that this is their plan, so they're wisely staying next to the second tower. And they're just gonna push waves back and forth, I guess, for a while until Elder.
Most likely. Also, can we talk about how
wait,
Jinx
catches
also
out. The Seraphine ult is going to hit just Nautilus.
only hits Nautilus.
Goes in, but Akali's still fine. Nautilus goes down. Akali, or at least
Jinx is excited.
out. Okay, and dies. This is not going to turn into too much because nothing's spawning. Akali will probably go down here, yes.
And that means Jinx is still excited. They're not catching up to Ezreal though.
So. I mean, there's no wave clear in Ezreal. The death timers are not that long, but it is long enough to maybe get an inhibitor tower. There is Jinx. It could be an inhibitor as well. They're deciding to go for the Baron setup, which is respectable.
And Mundo is backing now. Mundo understands that he is not in a good position.
Remember that Akali has teleport, so the death timer's kind of lying here. They are trying to set up the Baron. I believe this Baron will be more successful than the last one. Calling it now. Ocean Soul kind of helps for that specific thing.
Yep. And also, I want to say, I was saying this.
Nautilus is going to face check very soon.
Oh, hold
Mundo's
on.
here with them though, so they can't quite kill him. Nautilus is going to probably going to die. Gipsy is absolutely dead. And Mundo can do nothing about it. He's not an actual doctor.
Hold on. I ain't gonna let you slander my mans. He is a doctor, okay?
All right, my bad.
He is a doctor. Remember, he killed somebody who had a degree and he just took it.
This Baron is absolute desperation for Conduit. They have to get a steal. Yes, Lee Sin is probably one of the best junglers to try to steal with, but there's so many CC options. He's going to go for it. Does not land the Q on the Baron. Does not get it. Nocturne gets him, and they CC him, so he can't even escape. That is very... This is desperate now, because Elder's
I ain't gonna lie. He had an Ezreal, he had a Mundo, we had a Lee Sin, and we didn't get to see anybody just jump in the pit trying to wild out. Man, that was disappointing. Yesterday we had 2 Baron steals in 2 separate games.
Well, this is the highest tier league, so maybe expect less shenanigans. I'm just kidding. There'll be shenanigans. Don't worry.
I expect more shenanigans here. I expect everybody to be a little bit braver. Come on.
Elder goes down. Recall's going to come out, and then the push will commence. The wave clear from Conduit is low. They've got Akali who's got to be melee range. They've got Ezreal as their AD carry, and then they've got 3 melee champions besides that. So this is going to be very rough. The teleports are on the side. Actually, it's even. You would expect like perfect play would be 1-3-1. It is Nocturne, so it's pretty easy. But I don't hate just 5-man, like, we are stronger than you, we have Elder, just end the game. Let's see what they decide to do, though.
True. Also, if I'm looking at this right, BBV has also been purchasing the Ornn upgrades for their items. So Jinx has that enhanced Infinity Edge.
Yeah, the
Seraphine
carry difference is huge right now, just in terms of damage coming out from the item builds. And
yeah, Seraphine has the Turbo and the the Starcaster, I think it's called.
All right, Lee Sin looking for a desperation kick, gets onto Ornn, which is not going to work unless he is able to Q Warthog Flash or something without Jinx even... If Jinx loses his keyboard, maybe. But it's going to have to be something a little bit better than that. Turret goes down.
I think this
Inhibitor
Jinx
goes
is
down.
probably incredibly safe.
Or an ult comes out. They want to fight. Akali is on the flank, but it's so far away. Seraphine ult goes wide, or not an ult goes wide. Seraphine gets the Ezreal. Nocturne goes in. I can't imagine that BBV or Conduit gets even a single kill here, but BBV will close out this game in a team fight where they pick off 4 people.
You know that Jinx destroyed those towers in like 2 seconds. They
Yeah,
had
that's her
towers 2
job.
seconds ago.
That's her job.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Jinx got a kill at level 1.
Yeah, that happened.
That was their
And
entire fragile ball, was Ezreal had to get ahead. I mean, and it's not really anything Figgy could do. Like, how do you ever play that lane? It's just an unfortunate level 1. I mean, not to say like that they
awesome.
had no good moments or any other issues like that. Baron was exceptionally good for Conduit, but I mean, if I'm like looking back at the game and going, wow, what could we have done differently? It's just, Jinx got killed. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I mean, that's not to say that BBV did not play well. They played really well on the Ornn was really good. Nocturne was able to find a lot of nice picks. Jinx performed as you would want her to do with the kills. So she did not let down there. And yeah. I mean, the draft was like, I don't think that the draft really showed through in terms of how the game went just because of how level 1 ended up.
I don't know how the game would have ended up without the level 1, but I do know that I expected Akali to be a lot more prevalent. Expected that to be a greater of a threat. Was not. Really only saw two instances of where Akali came into play, and that was the first Baron fight where she teleported behind them and was able to just kind of destroy their backline along with Lee Sin. And then the second to last fight at their towers where she tried to flank again, but was just so far away.
I do think that Akali played it well in terms of the lane phase. Like getting those chances
definitely.
despite being against a mage with a lead was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't good enough to carry through the deficit that they earned at level 1.
Nope.
And I also think that like it's hard to take any information from that draft because you don't know if Ezreal Nautilus is a bad lane for you or if in other circumstances it would have been good enough. So adapting from that game is really hard. I don't even know where they go for the draft for Conduit. Do they put Figgy on a more scaly AD carry and let her have a chance regardless of how the laning phase goes? Or do they just try it again and bash their head into the wall and hope it's enough this time?
Your guess is as good as mine here. And it depends on what they honestly feel, because again, we can kind of blame this on level 1, right?
I mean, that's basically what my entire cast was building up to. Yeah.
Yeah, this is blaming on the level 1. So what if good old, I am forgetting their names right now, and I am extremely sorry about that, guys. Conduit. What if Conduit says, okay, we just messed up that one, let's run it back? Same kind of comp.
I think that's reasonable. I think it's reasonable because I think that Figgy played good given the circumstances, and Yipsy played pretty well. I mean, there were some really good hooks that if you weren't a Nautilus that was denied XP by just how the lanes went, that would have done some real damage. I mean, Yipsy definitely had some moments where those Nautilus Qs would have changed the games in other circumstances. So I think running back the draft is unironically okay.
I mean, yeah. So we'll see. We will see in a once we start the second draft what they choose to do.
I think that one thing that might be different is that Slayer does not have the Seraphine flex unless Riley or Silk can play it. They might expect, because Seraphine, I don't think many people expected it to be mid lane. And I think that Figgy and Gypsy picked accordingly. And that will change now if Seraphine's picked. They will expect that goes mid lane. So unless Riley or Silk play it, Seraphine will not be as powerful as a pick here. It looks like we are getting into draft, by the way. Conduit chose blue side, and they are actually blue side. It looks like similar bands, so I expect them to run back pretty similar stuff. We'll see though. I mean, Zen ban, Viego ban, Pike ban. Yeah, I think that they really just want to rerun, or they want the redraft and different picks because they're blue side now.
All right, then. All right.
I mean, these are
So,
4 of the 6 bans that we saw last game, I believe. Yeah, 5 out of 6.
Felio, Spikes, and Yao,
Oh, Seraphine
Viego.
ban from
Seraphine's here
BBV, by
now.
the way. Interesting.
They said if we can't
That,
first pick it, you can't have it.
I don't think that many people would expect Seraphine to be that much of a priority pick. Maybe BBV wasn't willing to play it again because they don't get the flex power up. And they were worried about Conduit playing it, but it's an interesting ban. Jack's blind is just insane, by the way. Just like, you know what? I heard the casters talking shit about top lane. Let's make them watch it.
I hope you trying to prove us wrong. I'm sorry, not us, Scarlet wrong. Doesn't hurt ruin your game. That's all I hope.
I like the Nocturne redraft, honestly. Like, oh wait, sorry. Yeah, I like the Nocturne redraft. However, it has to be said that they do have to account for the weakness of the lanes if they draft that kind of stuff again. Nocturne kind of got a free pass by all the kills going around. If they draft similarly and First Blood doesn't go that way, Nocturne is a lot less safe. However, they might be actually picking Samir here, unironically. I'm just kidding. Wait.
Huh? No, but say no, it's not
Yeah,
it.
Lucian.
Okay.
You expect to see Emilio here. Lucian's a strong lane, so Nocturne actually might have some safety that was not supposed to be afforded to him last time. But I'm curious to see if Conduit will go with the Lee Sin again, trying to pressure the Nocturne. Lee Sin played pretty well. Psych did okay on it. Like, it's kind of hard to grade on a curve. You know, would Psych have been able to keep the pressure up had they gotten a pressure lead? But, you know, it wasn't the reason why they lost or anything. Samira picked in opposition to Lucian, by the way. Bot lane is going to be explosive, and I expect both junglers to be there constantly.
Yeah, if it's is this a rail? Oh wow, the rail pickup. Okay.
Yeah, it could be jungle. I expect it to be support. It goes very well with the Samira. Milio also goes well with the
Oh,
Lucian.
surprising. Yeah.
And it looks like we are going to have a bot lane game. I mean, there's a Jax as well. So you kind of have to ask questions of Conduit, like, are you okay with jungle putting bot pressure and leaving Jax on an island? If you're confident in your Jax, you absolutely can. But what if Nocturne throws a gank on there whenever he's weak side? It's a tough situation.
It's tough, but I think they'll find a way to make this work. They've got 2 more picks, so let's see what happens.
I like the respect adaption ban of Akali. Akali showed pretty well there, almost getting first a kill despite the tier lead by Slayer. It's a good ban.
I'm sorry, I'm still just kind of stuck on the Samira rail. That is so scary.
It's definitely different than their last bot lane, but at the same time, it's just a different flavor of the same thing.
That's true. That's true.
Once again, the Yone ban. I'm not sure if Slayer plays a lot of Yone, because I mostly know him as an AD carry. But it does feel like Yone would be a little hard for BBV's comp. But they respect it enough to ban it anyway.
Okay, but also, are we now talking about the Oriana ban? Because I
It's
do
just
see why
typical
they
mage
would do
ball
that.
carriers, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Ornn pick means that BBV is happy to leave Ornn alone, but they will pick up a gank if it shows up. You know, you can leave Ornn weak side and he will not complain. But you can also gank Ornn against the Jax, and that might just be a free kill. So definitely leaving some options open in between the 20 ganks on bot lane. that is a Fiora top and a jungle Jax, I believe, means that Wheeze gets to counterpick on Vendetta, Fiora versus Ornn, and the Jax jungle is definitely an adaptation. It's
Oh, well,
similar
that
to Lee
is Jack's
Sin.
jungle.
Yeah, it's similar to Lee Sin, so it's not that different, but the fact that you got the flex pick, making Ornn picked in before Fiora was picked, is kind of strong.
And they
Syndra blind.
Hey man, I love it. I love it. Because I always say if you play Oriana, you play Syndra. So
Yeah, I mean,
look,
there is something to say for Conduit. They have 3 melee champions and then they have 2 almost melee champions. Their comp is very short range. However, they're against Lucian and Nocturne, so it's not the worst. Like, Nocturne is going to ult into 5 people. There's not going to be a time where he's gonna, I mean, except for, of course, split push situations. Lissandra is an interesting counterpick to Syndra, however.
oh man. He said I could hop on that Ari and keep it basic, but nah, fam. I really want to scrap with you.
Mhm.
This is gonna be an interesting lane between Syndra and Lissandra.
I mean, I kind of like this draft for a spectator perspective a little bit more because at any point, if the game is even, the game is uncertain. Whereas last time, if the game was even later in the game, then BBV was winning. So this game could stay explosive throughout, and I expect it to with Lucian, Nocturne, Samira, Rel, Fiora. And I will not be complaining about toppling this game. I promise. You can hold me to that.
Can you
But
complain when there's actual fighters out there?
Exactly. And yes, we'll probably spend most of our time bot lane because of how explosive this is. But top lane's got some fire too. And the Jax adaptation is really nice. It still punishes the Nocturne in a nice way like Lee Sin did, but it ganks just a little bit better earlier, and it scales just a little bit better without needing the kick.
Well, so what I'm hearing is it's a little less entertaining. Got you.
No, I think that this game will be. I mean, last game was pretty entertaining, but I believe this game will be fundamentally more explosive than last one. From the fundamentals, not like, level 1 was pretty explosive last game. Either way, entirely, I feel like Conduit has a slightly better draft just because it's all on the same page, whereas BBV kind of has some interesting mix and match champions that they put together to counter other things almost in a way. But I'm just really excited to see bot lane, honestly. Like, whoever wins drafts, as we saw last game, might not be the eventual winner of the game, and this time it's a lot less clear than last game. So, yeah, we will have to see how it plays out, especially the level 1, and we will be right back whenever we get to see that.
All right.
Je n'ai jamais poursuivi la gloire et la silence les mémoires des sons, des chansons. Moi j'aime les mots subtils, légers et gentils, comme des bulles de savon. J'aime les voir se prendre et se lire et traîner, voler sur le ciel. J'ai les yeux bleus, vibrer subtilement et j'ai brisé. Je n'ai jamais poursuivi la gloire. Marcher, ce sont des traces, et j'ai mis rien de plus. Marcher, il n'y a pas de ciment. Les ciments se créent en marchant. En marchant se créent les ciments. Et tournant les yeux de cœur, on voit les sentiers qui jamais ne doit de nouveau être foulés. Marcher, il n'y a pas de ciment. Sinon celui d'étoiles. Dans les mers.
I'm fighting inside. Some days, 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 I'm fighting inside. 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 Some days, 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 I'm fighting inside. 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 I'm fighting inside.
Okay, welcome to game 2 of BBV versus Conduit. Kind of some interesting points. Sorry, Conduit's on blue side, I guess. Technically, Conduit versus BBV. Anyways, both AD carries have cleanse. Lucian has taken first strike, which is kind of interesting. I like it, but it's definitely a difficult to wait. Level 1 is actually kind of interesting. They're going to run into Syndra here. No movement or CC abilities available, so it's not actually that interesting. The ward going down is really nice. Cassandra gets some poke. No counter ward for Conduit. So the vision is entirely in Conduit's jungle. It's unclear where the junglers are going to start. I like the Raptor start from Jax, but you know, could be really anywhere. I'm not sure how the lanes are really going to go for the first little bit. I think that bot lane has to wait till about level 3 to really get anywhere. The jungle pathing is interesting though. I like the Raptor start for Jackson to cheese gank bot lane. I don't know that Psyche is going to do the same thing with Red Buff start. Nocturne starting Raptors, however, signals that he's going more farming, which makes sense. I mean, you're playing Nocturne, you're going to want to farm. But that means that they're not there to get the early gank on the Rel and Samira. Meanwhile,
To be
top lane,
fair,
classic.
I would want to avoid that lane too. Those two are scary.
Yes, they're scary, but that's why you gotta gank them, because if you don't support your AD carry and support, it's kind of scary for them too.
Nah, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
They got
okay,
this.
Sure.
They gonna hold it
It's
down.
clear that Jax is doing a full clear pretty soon. Because if he was doing like red, wolves, blue, he would show up on the ward right now. So BBV should know that Jax is currently on the bottom side of the map or on the top side, but doing a lot of camps. Slayer being pretty aggressive here, by the way, despite not having any vision on Jax. Yes, Slayer knows that Jax is going to be around the right side of the map, but that close, it might not matter. The ward finally goes down about where Jax is going to be, which is smart. However, it's still a little scary to play into Syndra Jax like that. Nocturne doing the full clear. Makes sense. By the way, if you're getting the push here is really nice for Jax. It means that the Scuttle Crab is not going to be in jeopardy. It means that they have a chance to really deny some CS to Ornn. But it's kind of to be expected, so.
True. I mean, I'm just actually surprised by how little was actually happening right now.
It's not that surprising. Jax and Nocturne both kind of want to farm early. I was maybe could see a cheese gank bot lane, but otherwise they're going to be farming a pretty long time. Fiora is making sure that the crab goes down. This says to me that BBV does not know where Nocturne is, I believe. They might be looking for an invade, which means they definitely don't know that Iplock has taken the entire topside jungle. They finally spot out that the Krugs are down. Now, Fiora has spent this time just getting vision for Jax, which means that there was no pressure at all on Ornn, which is not the worst, but it is something. Jax just has to go for the full camp clear recall. Nocturne, however, going for the gank. Yipsy's in a lot of trouble. W's out, doesn't get feared. So at the end of the day, it's just Melio Flash.
That was Yipsy's held that one down. No fear there. Didn't immediately flash like a lot of people definitely would have.
Yeah, but you don't want to be figgy here. Lucian Melio looking at you, poking you under tower. Yes, you have a Jax as your support, so maybe you're okay. And BBV's bot lane does respect it. Backs off of her. And
speaking of that, here's Jax.
Just to make sure. Yeah, just to make sure. Leave her alone. Oh, the stun here onto Slayer is kind of interesting because the wave control is not there for Slayer. I believe that he has to give up a wave at some point here or use teleport. Your jungler is not bailing you out. It's Nocturne. So depending on how well Dr. Shrouds controls the wave here, I believe Slayer will be losing something, whether it's a summoner or a wave. Yeah, Dr. Shrouds gets the push in by using the minion destabilizer just to make sure that Syndra's pressured. However, Nocturne is here. I lied. He is going to bail Slayer out. The fear comes out. No mana on either Lissandra or Syndra, so it's just kind of awkward auto-attacking mages. But that is, you may say, oh, they didn't get any summoners, so what was the point of the gank? But it absolutely bails Slayer out, saves his teleport. However, the counter gank may be even better, which Jax is waiting for. But Syndra has no mana. I think they might be waiting for Syndra mana for QE or for Nocturne to be for sure gone, because Nocturne could be waiting for the regank. Psyche is being really patient here. Level 6 for both mages. The mana from level 6 is a lot. And being that patient and bringing your support up and getting nothing for it, while Iplock gets the Void Grubs, has gotta hurt. However, Jax is here for a really nice gank. There's no flash on Melio. He is absolutely dead. Riley's trying to defend, but it might end up with him getting killed. But the unmount on Rel means there's not much more. However, that absolutely is a paying forward of the flash take from Melio on the failed gank earlier. 2 pink words, so there's even more gold than usual. Nice.
That was some bad pathing from Melio.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate. I do like that Ornn gets to freeze here. Weez now absolutely has to teleport, which means that BBZ will be getting... which means Conduit is a little less safe getting this dragon. Chooses not to teleport, chooses to just take the wave loss instead. Ornn will catch up in CS here. I mean, assuming that, all the last hits go well.
Speaking of Ornn, gotta give it to him. Respecting the Fiora. Went ahead and bought the Bramble.
Block gets the ult in. I don't think it actually turns anything unless Sandra goes for a really aggressive dive, does not choose to. Dr. Shrouds has saved his flash through 2 ganks, by the way.
That was extremely aggressive from Iplock. I don't
It's always
think
nice to just show your pressure as a jungler sometimes. Like, maybe Iplock did not feel like his ult was going to mean anything for the next few minutes. It's such a short cooldown anyways, and it doesn't really get anything at level 1. You just use it to make sure that Syndra knows that she cannot aggressively play into Slayer, because Slayer will press R and Iplock will get the kill. So, kind of like a message, if you will. Oh, stun
I
coming
feel
out
like
is
that
actually pretty
message
massive.
only really works if you know, Dr. Shroud dies.
I mean, there is that mental mind game as a mid laner where the jungler has ganked you twice now, ults on you at level 6. Like, you're feeling the pressure even if you don't flash.
That's true, but also from how quickly he got to her, it doesn't take much to realize that he was just sitting in that bush. Between the time he screamed darkness and the time he was on her, Nocturne has to get to travel to you. He knows that he was just sitting in that bush. He knows that was just like probably a really aggressive R. I'm just saying I don't know why he pressed R for that one. I understand you're saying it was mind games, but I think man just got too excited and thought they could get that kill.
Level 6 will be coming very soon for the bot lane. AD carries already have it. No mana for Lucian. He's kind of stunned. No, well, okay, yeah. Not much is going to happen. It looked kind of exciting for a second there. Top lane is kind of interesting too. Ornn cannot freeze because of the lack of health. Fiora, I don't believe can dive, but can certainly make sure that Ornn does not freeze. Like, that is definitely illegal. Junglers just farming. Nocturne got a nice lead just from not ganking mid like Jax did for 10 minutes in that bush. So even though Jax scales a little bit better, there is a slight lead on the Nocturne. Milio still level 5. Poor kid. Mid lane kind of looking in. Nocturne does have ult here. Speaking of mind games, I guess Dr. Shard did not take them to heart because he is face checking bushes, but does not find an icicle. So player will just continue to push. Jax is in the area. Nothing really happens. And they're looking bot lane. Gets the stun on Milio, but it's still Milio with flash, so you're not really concerned. Notice that Lucian has stayed here for the past like 4 minutes without mana. He's still a functional wave clearer without mana, but he certainly would not do well in a fight.
No, I'm not sure if that's a sign they're trying to set up for some, or if he just really needs this cash and he's farming.
I mean, it might just be cockiness, you know. You have a Nocturne. It's hard to play into the Nocturne. However, they're going to do it here. Jax is here. Rel flashes in. Milio does not even get the flash. He's dead. It does it anyways. Still dies.
I don't know
This
about you,
does
but there was a part where Jax just stopped moving, where I think even he was like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
Okay, you're gonna flash, sure.
But
Yeah, this does give, by the way, all of the grubs to BBD, so they do not lose everything from it. But you have to recognize that Samir now has 2 kills, which is kind of scary.
oh yeah, definitely. And also, again,
Milio
I think
moves
I
up.
mean I don't want to say anything against Milio, but I don't think he's given enough respect to them. Every time it's happened, it's always just been too close. He's just too close.
It's
Like,
really hard to respect rel range though, especially with flash. So I don't blame Silk too much, but it is difficult. But yeah, it definitely has been a pick on him multiple times now. The flash for the first play where he was the aggressor, and then 2 gank.
also, I understand he had his ult. Should just saved it. Should just saved that and the flash.
Yeah, sometimes you just like, maybe I can get away with it. It'll look so cool. And for a second there, I did believe. So, you know.
Oh, I
Oh,
did.
wait, gank coming in. No W has to flash. Good flash from Sight, good flash from Vendetta. The only thing is that I don't believe that there's really ever going to be any follow-up on Vendetta. So Jax not having flash here is kind of scary, especially for Mountain Drake, which would be the second Drake for Conduit, with an already winning bot lane.
Yeah, this is looking great for Conduit.
Nocturne
This is
looking to
kind of
ult.
what they wanted last game.
Nocturne looking to ult. Samira also looking aggressive. She doesn't know there's a Nocturne in the bushes. But they're freezing, so it's very obvious the Nocturne's nearby. And Figgy's able to sniff it out.
Yep, they're not too good at the whole baiting thing, apparently.
It's a hard skill, and also, you know what? They weren't even baiting whenever Emilio died twice, so sometimes you're just like, you know what? I fell for it twice. Maybe I'm falling it for a third time, and then suddenly Nocturne comes. So, you never know. However, unexpectedly, BBV starts the dragon and has quite the position on it. Syndra is going to get a massive QE, however. Dragon goes down, Nocturne ults, tries to save them, and they're just going to leave the survivors that they can. Slayer has E'd it out, and Loke actually flashes out as well, so everyone, the Slayer goes back in with Flash to just try to get the kill on the Samira for the shutdown. Does not get it, but does not die either. Syndra, however, has everything. No, Slayer has ult. So Syndra ult does not do anything yet, except that the stun comes through, meaning that Slayer cannot ult himself.
Yep. Exhaust from Emilio came down to try to mitigate any damage he could. Didn't matter. That was
Wait, this fight actually is also real. Healing
Hold
from
on, wait, what?
is not enough. Orin absolutely kills her through the healing of her ult.
And forget that Lucian killed Samira.
What?
Lucian killed
what?
Samira.
No, that's got to be a visual glitch. There's no way.
No, Lucian killed Samira. That's why I said, wait, what? Lucian killed Samira while we were watching Orin kill Fiora.
Wow, even whenever top lane's exciting, it's still taking away from the rest of the... I mean, yeah. Interesting. Lucian getting a shutdown is very big. You still are pretty happy as Figgy, because you really like the snowball from here, and Lucian won't snowball as much, and you probably have a little bit easier as a time playing this into this comp as Samira than Lucian into that comp. But it's definitely a avoidable mistake that was so avoidable that we were both surprised that it happened.
Oh, yeah. Was not expecting that. All right, so.
Emilio has not moved up. Rel is looking to move up. Even Samira is looking to move up. They get the stun onto Slayer. Slayer's trying to get the E, but the stun stops it. Slayer's going down here. Nocturne, however, Loke is still going for the Herald. He needs to get out of dodge. Fiora's coming down to face check him. Loke runs away.
That was a lot of hype for. Huh.
Oh,
well,
stun onto Millie. Oh, Millie, this time he lives. See, sometimes you just gotta use ult. Even if it seems doomed.
Yo, I'm sorry, but it feels like Silk is just walking into danger constantly. Every time I see the man,
life sometimes. You're just like, how do I get vision? Sometimes you get vision with your face, and that's why you have things like Millie ult to save yourself whenever you face check danger. Loke actually looking for the steal here. I don't think it's very realistic. It doesn't happen.
No. They even have he had vision of that too because of the
but it's not very likely because you don't have flash. You have to R in at the right time, smite over the Jax that has burst potential while you're a Nocturne with no burst potential. That smite's never happening. So
no, it's never happening if you don't try.
That's true. I would have said the Annie steal on Monday and the what was it? There's another mage steal on Tuesday. Never would have happened, and they got away with it. So you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. Just I don't want you to suicide in there. You're like, yeah, to protect your neck, but still, try.
Rel's gonna match the bot lane before Milio can, but because of the new wall setup, Milio does get through for free. That's kind of unfair. Rel, however, is setting up too much. If they spot Rel here, Nocturne will kill Yipsy.
Is what you were thinking, but in reality, they just went behind all these walls.
Loke comes in unannounced here. They don't know he's here. Lysandra as well. Syndra should be raising the alarm bell, but it doesn't matter. The ult in gets the cleanse off, but it doesn't matter. Exhaust is too much. Ro flashes away, is able to get dove. It fizzles out. Loki taking another tower shot. Millie ult saves him. They do get the tower because they have absolutely everything for pushing. And Syndra's coming in really late. This has got to be a kill as well. Doctor is not respecting this.
Hold on, Syndra. What was that? Millie Silk said, hold up, let me get that back.
Mike did get the mid tower. because Herald, broken thing. Nocturne does not have ult, but is walking up. No Lissandra ult to stop him. Psych should just walk out. Actually gets greedy for the tower. Not sure if that's actually the wisest decision. Lo can't really chase because of the E, even with Lissandra backup. And Yipsy makes sure that Psych gets out.
Okay, well, they lost a tower for that, but they got another kill on Illusion, and one on Emilio. So Emilio's on the board. And that's really all that matters. That Emilio's on the board.
Really true. That's profound.
Yeah.
I will remember that in my League of Legends games in the future.
Yeah. See, Emilio got a kill.
Infernal Drake spawning. Infernal Drake is really powerful for all of these champions, except for Emilio and Ornn. But everyone would like to see this Infernal
3 out of 5 ain't bad.
Fiora going to kind of aggressive, which is interesting given how the fight went last time. Emilio getting vision without face checking too much is nice.
I mean, listen, it had to happen at some point that he would.
Is Figgy overextending again? I'm a little scared for her. Nocturnal is up. Syndra's kind of spotting everything though. Slayer might get stunned. Milio might get stunned. Misses everything. Nocturnal comes in on Syndra. Has to flash out. Nocturne's in trouble, however. But he absolutely will be rewarded by his team. The Jax E comes out killing everyone. Silk lives barely and then dies. Or knockup might get the counter kill on Syndra. Samira, however, is in the middle of a bunch of people with fear. The fear saves everyone. Gets murked by that fear. And Psych is going to try to jump out. Probably gets out the flash from both.
Oh.
And Dragon for BB.
Okay. All right. So a lot of stuff happened there. My favorite part of the fight
I was getting ready to say that Figgy was killing everyone, but then a little scary face showed up on her screen, and it was a different fight.
Yep. My favorite part of the fight was where Syndra got caught, but then didn't get caught. Instead, they turned it around.
Yeah.
And
classic.
She walked back up to Lissandra just to press R before Lissandra pressed R.
Classic. Oh, you caught me as a mage. I'm so scared.
Lissandra didn't even get to ult. He just got so melted.
Okay. Slayer does have Malignance here. That ult will be up pretty much every time Syndra ult is, which is not normal, I believe. Which helps a lot in this matchup.
I mean, listen. I'm surprised how one-sided this matchup became so quickly.
You say that, but I don't... Like I said before, if the game is relatively even, it's not clear who wins from just the draft. Like, yes, there were a lot of kills bot lane that maybe shouldn't have happened, but the counter kill on Figgy and the fact that the dragons have actually gone to BBV, I think this game is very close.
I don't know. I'm talking about the fact that I thought Lissandra would definitely not die as many times if I've seen her die to Syndra ult. Especially since her ult has been up almost every time. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole point that Lissandra was picked. That's the whole point Lissandra was picked here. Also for the engage with, Nocturne. Nocturne needs to go, buddy.
I think it's just been a lot of stuff happening in the fights because you have to look at the Samira as well. As Lissandra, if you're Ring yourself on accident whenever Syndra isn't the problem, but Samira's Ring your team, everyone's flaming you, so I get it.
Yeah. So, they kind of have the drop on them right now.
Psych is going to face it into a ward, but he's going to walk the wrong way. He's trying to invade, gets the ult in, but the counter-strike means he's going to live forever. But forever is not long enough because no one can follow up. Thinking of her face checks! She absolutely cannot take this fight! Yipsy tries to save her! The Slayer flash W or EW. They can't dive, but they do have to blow the Rel Flash, which is an important engage tool for the future.
I mean... That was
Syndra
unexpected.
Has R. Lissandra does not have R. Loke goes down because of it. I mean, not that Lissandra could... Well, whatever.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, he did unfortunately spell shield the stun, so he didn't have it for the ultimate. So, unfortunate.
Figgy is looking for a miracle here, but I don't think a miracle's coming. Slayer misses the W, however. No dash available away. And Yipsy has no flash as well, so it's probably all going to dissipate once again.
I'm sorry, does Lissandra still have? Yeah, Lissandra still has ult. So okay, so that's why
It'll be
he's
up
going
soon.
so hard for this.
Lissandra has ult now. Stun comes through. Milio, however, is not that scared. Thinking goes too far. Even the cleanse is not enough to save her. Rel tries to save a corpse. Slayer does go down, but Nocturne's going to be able to follow up. Everyone is going to die. Flash in from Lucian for the aggressive. Yes, Syndra lives, but it's a disaster. Oh, yes.
Maybe not
Syndra,
for long.
Syndra. Syndra? Syndra does not live.
Okay, no.
Syndra does not live. Okay, it's a disaster for Conduit. That might be the Baron. But they are low, and new Baron is freaking scary, so I don't know. They're looking just to push mid right now, and oh man. It's solo queue, I'm backpinging this. Yeah, they decide not to go for it.
Yeah, like you said, new Baron is scary, and they did not have the health for that. Or the damage. So. Whew. Alright, well, so this is getting pretty
it's
dicey.
like every fight is completely separate from the other ones. At any point, someone could just make a play that completely turns the game around. You just don't know what's going to happen. It's one of the most exciting tension builds we've had. Whereas before, like, sometimes out of left field, someone will mess up and suddenly the game's one way or the other. In this game, it's more like the team comps are so explosive that you're always expecting for the team fight to just go one way or the other, and you don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Oh, see, that's a nice way of putting it. I was going to call it a clusterfuck. But, yeah, I guess that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, because that was a 4v4 on both sides. Neither of the top laners were there.
Top laners? What are those?
I'm sorry. I guess you wouldn't know what they are. They don't exist in your mind. Meanwhile, Fiora just goes in on Lissandra.
Yeah, I know that Ornn is like countered by Fiora, but it's kind of awkward to put your Lissandra into this matchup as well. Dragon is going to go down. The Nocturne ult prevents everything, but I don't know if Lissandra can teleport. The stun comes in on everybody. Million ult is not going to be enough. Samira's ulting everyone. Finally dies to Lucian, but you've only got a few members left. Lucian goes down. Ornn is not going to be able to carry this by himself. He might get a rel. He doesn't even get that. Fiora even got this TP in, and Slayer is left wondering what happened to his team.
I mean, I'm not sure. Like you said, why is Lissandra up here? Why is Lissandra up there? Out of everyone.
It's not just the Lissandra as well. It's the danger of being in a circle against Rel, Samira, Jax. They are starting the Baron. Lissandra does do a lot of damage, but I doubt that he's brave enough to try to kill anyone here, and I don't blame him.
Apparently, no one here is brave enough to do Jack. Come on, man. Just go in the pit and wild out. Do you even have a Zhonya's? Wait, is Zhonya still in the game?
Yes, it is, yes.
Then, come on, man. Pick it up. Get in there. I mean...
It's important to note that Slayer is actually going full damage. The Zhonya's is being delayed, most likely because it's just so important that Samira dies, rather than Lissandra live a little bit longer.
You know what? I agree with that, but to be fair with you, you were Lissandra. You were the queen of stall. You're queen of the long fight here. Why not get the Zhonya's? I'm just saying. Also, Syndra is here.
I mean, that's just...
But go ahead.
BB basically give up a Baron and 4 kills for a dragon. However, it is their 3rd dragon. That means the 4th dragon, they can give up more and still be okay if they don't lose the game.
Which is a real possibility here right now.
Yes. It depends on how badly they lose the fight, if they do sacrifice the fight for the soul. By the way, see how much easier the Ornn can deal with Fiora? Actually going to bait in for Nocturne and Milio to come in. She's absolutely dead. Nothing can save her. There's a shutdown and there's nothing up. So Fiora dies for nothing. Just absolutely pushed up whenever there's no pressure else on the map because the wave clear from Lucian and Lissandra is too much.
Oh, Samira.
He does EN forward, but Samira's not going to die from this. There's no Nocturnal. So it's just a little bit of posturing. However, they do remember 6 Void Grubs for the side of BBV, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they have the little spawn.
The push is very real. There's no wave clear here. Rel comes in for the engage, however, there's no follow-up! Jax has to flash in, get some stuns, but there's not enough damage, and Slayer's on the way! And all for all that, they lose 2 flashes and a turret. Well, turret trade, but they also lose this turret. No,
Oh,
dead!
Samir!
Cleanses out! No flash for Jax, so Lissandra is also able to flash out, and it's suddenly a disaster for Conduit, despite them having the Baron.
Oh yeah, this tower's going down. The next tower's going down.
The Milio Q probably stops the engage. However, there's a follow-up with Lissandra. Gets the R and Lucian dies. Now Jax can go forward. No flash, however. Can't make it. Rel's coming in. Nocturne goes down. Surely. And I think Milio gets away. Yes, the Balster secures it. But Jax is suddenly in trouble because Ornn
Why is Ornn here?
1v3! 1v3. It is not good enough. Fiora heals way too much. 1v4. And the Ornn TP's in just... It's not a TP, sorry. You just flanked.
No, he walked. He walked from top lane, but why was he... I thought he went back. I wasn't paying attention to him on the map. Why did he do that?
Well, I mean, I kind of get it because people were low, and there was definitely going to be a fight. But, yeah, I don't know. 80 seconds till soul spawns.
80 seconds till soul spawns, and everybody will be back up before then. But will their
you don't need grubs
inhibitors?
to get that inhibitor tower. It's very free.
Mm,
That was intense because that was the Conduit's only option. They had no wave clear. They had to force a fight or else they were going to lose so many structures. But they forced a fight using multiple flashes, and it works out.
yeah, that is true. I mean, okay, so tell me right now, what's the plan for this dragon for both teams?
Send the Ornn to match VR, please. Please do not send the Lissandra. Use the Nocturnal to secure the soul if you can. It's very hard to do, but I believe you can. A lot of vision control for side of BBV. Lissandra needs to make sure Samira does not go off. However, that means Syndra needs to be dodged by the players that are vulnerable to it, including Slayer and Riley. If Slayer or Riley die before Samira even goes in, then it doesn't matter. Samira's going to pop off. She's going to kill everyone. So I think the name of the game is basically have vision control. Wait, baits, but the red sweepers find them out. Fiora's going bot lane, so there's no matching. The wave is going to be lost top lane, but that's okay. The soul is really what matters. Fiora on the flank, but it's not amazing. Can't get the item off. I don't think that the upgrade happened. No, that did. Conduit completely controls the area. However, that might be okay because of the way that BBV can get in with Nocturne and Lissandra. They don't have vision, however. It looks like they're content to give up the dragon, which is respectable. I mean, you're still going to be in this game 1 dragon from now. It's not losable for you. It's not your loss if this dragon goes down. It's only the loss of Conduit if you get the dragon. So you can give up 1 dragon. It's fine. Kind of interesting about these builds. Lucian did not go full lethality, instead going for just a little bit better scaling damage. Meanwhile, Samira has Collector and Infinity Edge, so it's gonna be a little less effective later, but she will still kill people very easily. Syndra has Crypt Bloom, which I have not seen that often. It shreds MR, which there really isn't that much MR on the side of BBV, so I'm not entirely sure about the itemization, but the Shadow Bloom and the Zhonya's make a lot of sense. Kind of curious how Conduit deals with this Baron, however. They're sending Syndra bot lane. I believe that Doctor can be matched by anyone. However, BBV are not preparing to do that. So Syndra will be alone and get the TP in for free. Milio is fine. Yeah, Rel's actually kind of in trouble here. Gets feared, but the R resurrect onto Fizzy. Fizzy's absolutely dead. No reason to even cleanse. However, we've seen this before. It is possible to win without Figgy. It's possible to win without Figgy, but not if your Fiora gets knocked up into the fear. The W is going to come out to save him. But now Jax is in trouble, has to E to get the stun off. But yeah, you used all those tools. How are you going to stop the Baron? Syndra comes in. Huge QE! Crazy with the Afro ult! Lucian is still untouched, but everyone else is dead. Lucian has the 1v4 at half health. Ornn gets a kill back. Slayer's going to die with the healing field. Jax gets the double stun. Cleanse does not matter. You are only delaying your death. Just kidding. He gets out. But yeah, we've seen this before. We don't need Figgy. Teleport
That
to
is
try
true.
and get in the game and take the Baron? This is a very interesting call. I don't believe that they can two-man this. Fiora is going to take the inhibitor. I don't know this new Baron. You have to dodge that. You absolutely have to dodge that. Syndra does not do enough burst to make sure that they get this for sure. I really wish we were watching the Baron. Psych is really low. He will die if he stays in the pit. So will Syndra. This might be an execute. That is an execute.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Exciting.
There was a moment I couldn't see anything, but it got all sped up fast forward for me. So it
Nice.
looked cool.
I mean, essentially, you lose Figgy, and then you're just like, you know what? I will avenge my fallen comrade. Doctor gets an absolutely insane stun. Jax is able to follow it up with the AoE, and BBV goes by.
This is a great game so far.
Yeah, I mean, we called it from draft. It's going to be explosive, and it delivered. We might see all 7 dragons this game before Elder. Or all 8 dragons, I guess. Or no, 7, sorry. Yeah, before Elder.
Hmm.
And
They get to make the
they're
wish once they
still
get all
up.
7?
I'm saying that there will be 7 dragons, so one team will get 4 while the other has 3.
You didn't get the joke. I hope someone on
Sorry,
stream
I
did.
missed it. That only makes it funnier to the people that got it, you know?
Yeah, I hope so. Because I'm very sad you didn't get that reference. Anyway. Also, someone wants to know why you're screaming.
I've just been trying it out. I can calm it down a little bit, but this fight is Wait, Syndra has to flash out, but Nocturne is able
Syndra's
to get it
dead.
in. The fear is going to happen and go off, but Jax is behind. Samira is going to be able to kill absolutely everyone, but dies to the follow-up. Clint saves her for a little bit. That means that she gets to live. She's going to kill everyone actually instead of dying. And suddenly, Conduit is crushing it.
And now Nocturne is behind everybody. Well,
Yeah, he's just
that
like,
happened.
I can't protect my base from here. Where do I go? And
Well, I
Jinx may
mean,
not be necessary to kill these
I
towers.
think he's
in
gonna
about
go back
2
to next
seconds.
game.
Yeah, for sure. I was wrong about 7 dragons. It's just 5. And Conduit gets it. Yeah, I mean, junglers had some really explosive games. I think that it's like maybe had a few missteps early, but was able to scale up pretty well. Dr. Shrouds played amazingly above his level, for sure, that game. And, you know, they had 2 threats. It looked like Figgy was the main threat of the game, but then suddenly Dr. Shrouds shows that he will show up and get kills as well.
Oh yeah. Syndra was a menace. But Samira was a genuine monster. That last fight, I thought she was dead, and so did.
That's just the classic Samira thing, right? Oh,
Yeah,
the
so
Samira's
did.
dead. I'm gonna focus to the next target and then suddenly pins a kill. Classic.
Yeah. Oh man, you hate to see it if you're playing against it, but I love to see it, and I hope you guys do too, because that was a great game.
I mean,
GG's.
adapting for game 3 is gonna be tough once again. I feel like the Nocturne did the job that Nocturne was supposed to, Ornn did the job that Ornn was supposed to, but maybe you have to move off the aggressive bot lane.
Really, you think so?
I don't know. It feels like it's
Feel like
well.
it's not working?
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just like it felt like Riley was able to play the scaling 80 carry side a lot better. And even in this build for Lucian, it's not uh building into the fact that Lucian's really an early game carry. And putting Silk on the point where he needs to apply pressure clearly made it difficult for Silk to apply pressure in a safe way.
So is that a nicer way of saying no, it's not working?
Well, it's saying that if you're going to keep the same kind of comp, you've got to change how you play. And I believe that Silk could adapt and try to play less into ganks while keeping that pressure, but it's a very fine line. And if you're playing into something like Samira, you can't afford to give up 2 kills early. And that is purely because you are not playing the Jinx that scales, so there's no pressure on you. You're playing Lucian Milio, which means the onus is on you to win the lane.
All right. Still think I covered it well with it's not working. But all right. I'm not holding any grudges. I'm not upset. All right.
You could pick it, but you need to change the Nocturne then, because your support needs to be covered more. Nocturne was focused on mid, which is a valid play, but it meant that Silk was not covered with his aggression, and unfortunately that meant that Figgy was able to carry a lot of the early game.
Who are you answering? Did I say that? What's
I'm
happening
just
right
saying
now?
that I'm not trying to make any broad generalization, basically.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, no, I get it completely. But that aside, though, what do you think needs to change here?
The bans might switch. I think you need to go with the scaling AD carry again. Nocturne could stay the same, but you need to respect the fact that you have a Nocturne, not like a Lee Sin or a Xin Zhao. And I believe Slayer should go to a less engaging mid laner. Or like Seraphine, was good because you could engage from the back line. Meanwhile, Slayer seemed like he was trying to force a lot of fights that his team wasn't ready to follow up on with Lissandra. And I think that there are better mid laners that accomplish the same goal.
Okay. Okay. I I don't have anything. I don't have anything against that. I don't have any opinion to give on this.
Are you expecting the same 6 bans that we've had in the past 2 games?
Let's see. That depends. Do you think BBV is now worried about any of the picks that they just had to go through? Like,
Uh,
was
I think that
Samira or Rail scary enough to ban?
I think you banned Syndra because you showed that even with counterpick, which you got by being red side, you were not able to deal with it adequately. So I think that that is going to be the adaptation. You could see the Samira and the Rel ban. I mean, those Rel engages and Jax engages made Syndra and Samira look really good, but that was absolutely a big part of it as well. So I could see taking away any piece of that. But
Okay,
I
so then
mean, after
it's
that game, you kind of have to look at the Syndra ban.
yeah. Because okay, then my question is, are you okay out of all your previous bans letting them have so that they can't have Syndra?
Your blue side probably, so you get to unban Seraphine. I think that Viego is not as scary whenever you're playing Nocturne or maybe something else. I think you still ban the Nico though, because seeing that Doctor can definitely engage and destroy with Syndra, so you can probably do it on Nico as well.
Okay. What about Conduit though?
I mean, Conduit almost doesn't have to adapt. They lost a game where they lost level 1. The second game, they drafted and executed their plan really well. Now, in some ways, that means that it's kind of awkward because you don't get to adapt to what BBV has put out. Like, they've put out Nocturne both times, and you've played around it okay both times. So I think they kind of just stay the course and try to win it game 3.
Okay, well, we'll see, won't we? Because we'll be getting the draft soon, and we'll see what changes they make.
Yeah, once again, BBV will be selecting blue side, so I do believe that Seraphine may be first picked again. And yeah, I don't know what other adaptations will happen. We'll have to see.
Well, I personally hope that I don't know what I hope. Again, I am just gonna wait. I'm
Maybe
gonna
we could see
withhold
no
all my
Ornn.
judgment here.
Could you imagine a game where there is no Ornn?
No, I can't.
It's just always there in the top lane. Somebody has it.
Mm-hmm.
Ornn even made Fiora like not exciting that entire game.
Oh yeah, I mean, Fiora Fiora had some moments, but not against Orn.
Mhm.
And isn't that crazy?
The biggest moment Fiora had was whenever Orn wasn't there.
Exactly. Orn was out here standing on business.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Fiora at all. I think that the draft will not rely around that. It's really the Jax. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with draft here. They may be moving Slayer into his former role of AD carry, which I think would be smart. Riley's going to switch out and they're going to bring in Uwu Slayer, a different person, for the mid lane. I really like this adaptation. I think that Slayer really shines whenever he has a support to go aggressive with him and to control the wave state as well, rather than relying on the jungle.
Okay, so they're dropping their 80 carry, putting Slayer in the so no more Riley sauce.
Correct.
No more Riley sauce. Slayers um getting put in the ADC role. And who's coming to mid? Uwu?
Uwu Slayer 96, which is a different player than Slayer. I know it's confusing.
Okay.
I feel like I have to come up with a name now because I'm gonna say Slayer and Slayer. Oh no.
You could just say Uwu.
You want me to say Uwu for the next 30 to 40 minutes every time I'm referring to BBV's mid lane?
I didn't say I want you to. I said you could. Okay.
It sounds like you're suggesting
I'm
that I
just
say
giving you.
Uwu for the next 30 minutes very often.
You know what? Say it. Just say it 3 times real quick and let's see how old it gets.
I don't know if I want to put that out there.
I'm honestly baiting you, so you shouldn't. I just tried to get you to say Uwu 3 times in a row. Come on, I was obviously baiting you. I'm glad you didn't take that bait. No, I don't want you to call him Uwu. No one can hear you. No, and now I sound like I'm crazy. God's talking in my ear, guys. He did say it 3 times fast. But no,
Just
don't.
imagine that was me. It's fine.
I don't want to. I'm not asking you to do weird. Okay, don't make me the weird one here. Okay, I'm not the weird one here. All right.
If you say so.
You know what? He's U Slayer. How about that? U Slayer.
You Slayer.
Yeah, he's U Slayer. No, I don't. No, I do not. I do not want those. Keep those to yourself. Soul, don't you do that.
Is God talking to you again?
No, check the Twitch chat.
I think that's God, according to your philosophy. Anyways, I'm gonna try to look into Slayer 80 carry pool. If I remember correctly, it is very aggressive. Things like the Samira being very popular for him last split. But I'm just gonna make sure.
Oh, or we could just call him 96. Yeah, that
I
would
mean,
be the smart thing to do here.
Just...
Yeah.
I was thinking that it's a little awkward is all. Slayer's actually been playing a lot of...
Thanks for that, 271.
Some Jin, wow, this is a different champion pool than I saw Slayer ever pull out before. There's Caitlyn, Zaya, Varus, Zeri, and Jin. Some misfortune. There's no Samira on this page. What happened? Where's Samira? Okay, we are not expecting Samira from Slayer, apparently.
That's the real reason he wants to be in a bottle. And he's like, I didn't like how Samira did it. Let me show you.
Let me show you, Figgy, how it's done.
Yeah, they didn't. You didn't have enough kills at the end of the game. INC. You didn't get 2 pentakills. Like, I'm gonna show you how it's really done.
Meanwhile, for Slayer 96 version, this
Samira
is an
solo
interesting
queue.
mid lane pool. This is an interesting mid lane pool for the current meta. Veigar and Katarina? This is just solo queue, so it's not really indicative of like what they're actually going to play. But if
No.
and Crusader,
no, let them bring out the Katarina. That would be...
I would love that. I would personally love that. We are getting into draft soon. I'm really excited to see a Katarina, not a Veigar, but I'll accept a Veigar. I'll accept a Veigar.
I'm about to say, why would you
Really
not be
excited
excited
to
for
see.
Veigar? I mean, he's gonna pick one person who doesn't get to play League of Legends tonight. That's great.
Draft has started. Again, BBG is on blue side. I think that Seraphine is not in contention anymore because they moved Slayer to AD carry. I mean, Slayer could play Seraphine bot lane, but I don't expect it. And they're keeping the same first ban in Diego. Seraphine ban, despite the roster change, is interesting.
Ah, yes, the draft that we can all see.
Okay, just to update you guys. Viego banned for BBG, Seraphine banned for CEB. And we're still waiting on blue ban 2.
Ah, God does provide.
BBG has elected to ban the champion Nico again. This is 2 of the same 2 bans that they've done for all 3 games. Zin's out banned
Don't
by
fix what
Conduit.
ain't broke.
Okay, draft has been live on the stream. Nice. I mean, you say that, but they won game 1 off of level 1 and they lost game 2 pretty hard. I mean, not pretty hard, but still. Like, I feel like some other
Ooh,
bans are
Jax
going to come
ban.
in. It is looking like a Jax ban. And I expect they either have a counter from Ulu Slayer for the expected Syndra pick, or they are picking it themselves. Because it is open. Jin ban to get Slayer's AD carry out, sure. I feel like Slayer can pick up something else, though. His champion pool is pretty diverse in the AD carry slot. They do first pick it. Okay, Uwu Slayer has decided to play Syndra for himself. And what?
Okay, so we're sticking with that. Okay.
But you gotta make it sound serious. You can't do that to me. What
I'm
is
sorry, I know
Conduit
you-
going to answer to the Syndra themselves? Is it going to be just Lysandra and try to play the matchup backwards? With a different Slayer of the Uwu variety?
Now I just can't but help but think, what if y'all had an uwu version of ourselves?
The Uwu universe
The
is
Uwu.
very deep, my friend. There definitely exists an Uwu version of Agai. Do not worry.
I'm not
Tristana
happy
pick
about
blind.
that. I'm happy about that.
Tristana pick early is not what I expected from Conduit.
Here's
I
the
do
real
like-
question. Where's that Tristana going?
So this is the first time that Figgy is not playing an aggressive AD carry. I mean, Tristana can be aggressive early, but not like Ezreal and Samira. Karma as well pick.
Hold up, stop. You're not giving even a thought that it could be a mid lane Tristana?
I am leaving a thought to the fact that the first time Pyke isn't banned, Silk picks it up immediately.
Ooh. Alright, they have been having him
the
on
Nocturne
perma
3
ban.
for 3. Classic. I mean, if your jungler plays Nocturne a lot, good to play it every game, you know?
Oh yeah, okay. Nocturne. Yeah, Nocturne. What's that? 3 for 3?
This is
3 games?
interesting because you're leaving Pyke in with no partner before bans come in. Even though you see the bot lane. I guess they were scared of the Nocturne ban because they really wanted it for this comp. But Pyke's best friends are definitely going to get banned out here. Diana is an interesting... So, BBG have picked Nocturne 3 times, and each time Conduit has had a different champion. Now, obviously, they couldn't play the Jax this time, but they don't want to select the Lee Sin either, and to elect instead for Diana, which does point to the possibility of a Tristana mid, which could be a counter pick to Syndra.
Okay,
Which
good.
means you also leave Ezreal open for the counter to Pyke, or some other AD carry that can deal with it well. We're not banning AD carries
Oh,
that deal with
snap.
Pyke well.
Ornn.
We're banning the Ornn, which means it's for once an Ornn game, or an Ornnless game.
And the Ezra you're talking about just got banned out too.
Yeah, respectable. I mean, you don't want to play Pyke into Ezreal Karma. That sounds really hard.
So what's the next? Varus.
Harris go
That-
along with the fact... No, that makes sense, because you've got multiple skill shots that can start a fight, right? Nocturne ults in, Varus ult, and someone is dead. QE from Syndra, Varus, and Nocturne ult, someone is dead. I respect it. I think the Varus ban makes a lot of sense. I'm
Oh, no,
curious
I was
what
gonna
other
say that
champion they
tracks.
ban here. They banned the Fiora, which was not that impactful last game, but they're not willing to pick an AD carry to ban either. So it kind of makes sense. I'm curious if we'll see the AD carry here from Conduit.
I'm wondering if this means that is Slayer gonna pick up his Zeri for this? Are they gonna?
No. Kaisa?
Ooh, and Zaya.
Zaya? I don't think Zaya should go through, but if it does,
That'd be crazy.
I mean,
Zaya Pike?
not just Zaya Pike, but also Zaya whenever you've got a comp that really wants to go in.
Oh wow.
Like, all
Okay, hold
four of
on.
your other champions are going to be pretty close, and then Zaya's going to be 10 miles back, saying, I am absolutely safe, but I'm not really. See, whenever you're Zaya, you want the enemy team to be coming into you. And yes, the enemy team does do that well, but your team's kind of going into them. I don't see many times where Zaya is going to be able to pull her feathers back in team fights and pick anyone off unless something goes really wrong for the engage on BBG's side. They do get Aatrox for the last one. Blind pick is absolutely nuts. I'm curious what Whis can pull out to counter it.
Okay. I mean, we done talking about Zaya. Can we talk about Aatrox now? Like,
I
before,
mean, it's insane to pick it blind, but it's not the worst with this comp. I mean, you black out the Zaya here, and this comp looks very good. Zaya is like a acceptable AD carry.
what
Okay.
is happening in this game right now? Is
I
this game 3 syndrome? What's going on?
So Nasus is really nice against Zaya if you're walking into them because slowing her down slows down her feathers, but Nasus is going to be the last one to the party. So is it just purely a lane counter? But even then, it feels odd to pick a weak top laner here whenever you're talking about Diana jungle.
No, I understand. This is not Nasus is not an early game champion. Or mid game for that matter. Um,
It's really hard to analyze this. This is a very wild draft.
okay,
Seeing the
so here's
Pike
the
actually
thing.
come through.
They have Tristana and Nasus. Those are the two late game.
I'd say
Tristana
so.
and Nasus are late game just monsters.
Right. Sure.
Well,
But
yeah,
if
late
your
game.
Tristana falls early to Syndra, like if she gets it all behind, Diana has nowhere to go.
I mean,
Like if I'm the Diana here, I am really thinking about my pathing because this is probably one of the most difficult setups to play into. You've got no CC mid. You've
at
got
all.
Nasus top lane into Aatrox. And then you've got
Yeah,
Kaisa into Zaya bot lane, even if it is a Pike.
she'll never be able to get close to Zaya. um,
So even if team fights go the way that Conduit want to do team fight, Zaya is not getting withered, presumably. I don't know. It just feels like I feel like I've seen two drafts from two different games. Like these do not look like that they were drafted at all in opposition to each other. This is just very interesting. I can't say who won draft. It's gonna be a wild game. That's all I'll say. Do you have any clue what's gonna happen early?
I'm trying to imagine it, and all I can say, I want to say this is maybe a Diana farm till 6 type of situation.
Sure, but Nocturne does
Like
that too, and then like leaving your lanes in isolation is kind of scary.
that's true, but I don't think there's anything they can do here to like
Right.
counteract
There's no
that.
ganks either. Like it's a bad situation regardless. You just kind of hope that you can make it to 6.
And after that, I mean, we'll see more of we'll see obviously Nocturne everywhere on the map, but I don't know. I'm not sure if Diana's focus here should try to be just amassing objectives or trying to help the team here because Tristana into Syndra, Tristana should relatively be safe at all points.
We'll
Um,
have to see. And we will
And
see very soon, right
and
after
Naxos
a
isn't going
small
to get,
break. Oh,
yeah, me and you will talk. But yeah, predictions live, guys. Go ahead and predict. We'll be right back after this break.
mhm.
I can't sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave.
Welcome to the final game between BBV and Conduit. One thing to note is that there are 4 teleports once again, no cleanses on the AD carry this time, an exhaust and a heal, and an ignite on the Pike.
Bloodbath, bloodbath, bloodbath.
Okay, so this 5-stack is what both teams did last game. However, no wards aggressively placed by Conduit. Or I think it was BBV that did it last time, but regardless, I'm really curious where these jungles start. There's a strong possibility that they meet up for the first Gromp, and in that case, Syndra is going to be absolutely destroy Psyche, you know? Because, well, I don't know. I guess Tristana could have pushed. I got confused for a second, thought it was Kai'Sa mid. It's obviously not. So it's really gonna... I feel like both mid laners need to be very aware that they are fighting for priority, not just for their own lane dominance, but also Gromp for their junglers, because both junglers are starting bot side.
Oh man, so you just want to put more pressure on these mid laners?
Yes, everything is on them. Everything matters. Doctor, you need to play perfectly like you did last time, or else. Not really, but I'm just saying as a jungler,
She tacked the else on there.
I am tabbing over mid lane in between camps like every time. Like, am I going to be able to have prio for Crab? Am I going to have prio for Gromp? Nice double clear from Diana there.
And just to be clear, you're saying Gromp. Do you mean Scuttle?
Yes, but everyone knew that anyway, so you drawing attention to that is just bullying.
Don't gaslight me. No one knew what you were talking
about. Yes, obviously they are not going to invade each other for the Gromp. My bad. Full clears from both junglers so far. Tristana clearly has the pressure here with the push, which makes sense. Tristana has more tools to just push.
Yeah. I mean, that's unsurprising. You just harassed
this is really aggressive for being level 1. They're both still level 1. They're not. Vicky is not level 2. They are still playing no hook. The flush is gonna have to come out. The ignite comes out. There's no cleanse, but it's okay. No heal, and they have to. Vicky has to use summoners just for not respecting the level 2.
Yep. Well, that's what he gets. He knows better.
Yeah, and look at this clear dominance from Doctor, by the way. If a fight happens over the Scuttle Gromp, Tristana will be there first. Doctor even going for the ward while Syndra's under tower. So that way, even though you could get some poke on Syndra, instead electing to make sure that you know where Nocturne is for this Scuttle fight.
All right, and I'm gonna give you that one. That was funny. That was actually pretty funny. I had to mute it there because that was funny.
So Diana's a little early. Nocturne's going to come late, not through the ward. Tristana actually in the back foot here, it looks like. Syndra's on the side of the junglers. For some reason, Tristana is not. Pike is also coming up for some kind of weird roam. So the Syndra goes first, but misses the stun. Psyche's actually using her as a boost, but Pike is going to be here and has flash. Psyche has the flash, but it's too early. The hook comes through, and it's going to be first blood for Syndra. Purely because Tristana was on the wrong side and because Pike roams first.
Man, that is rough.
Yeah. Nice freeze from Vendetta here. You know, on the opposite side.
I hate to see that. And mostly, especially
they're trying to punish Slayer for Pike not being here. Pike is going to be here. Slayer is getting the exhaust off, but he's too low. No heal, has flash. Pike comes in, misses the hook, I believe, or else the replay would have been there. And they have to use heal for their own, but you're happy with that. Look comes up to Nasus. Fear goes off. Knockup goes up. Look is not going to be able to escape even with Ghost. Nice juke. Delays a little bit so that way Diana could get the invade off, as she does. Psyche knows that Loke is going to be up there. Wait, is Nasus?
Did he? Yeah, he lived. He walked away.
Is such a joke. I hate top
lane. He walked away.
I'm saying it outright. I'm saying it. I'm not beating around the bush anymore. Top lane sucks. It's garbage. Pike hook is going to be massive on the Karma under tower. Has the flash out, but now Figgy's in trouble. Rooted. Slayer's too low. There's a dive coming. Psyche gets the kill. Is under tower. Silk gets away. I believe the minions are going to be enough that she can't go after Silk too much more. Looks for the Q. Is not going to find it. Wait. Is not going to find it.
Found it, but can't go in on that.
Okay. This is a real fight, right? Like, this is actually real. No, it's not.
No, maybe. No. technically every fight up here isn't real.
Yeah,
Unless there's
true.
more than 2 people in this lane. I don't think any fights up here are real. Nasus just wants to
Even then,
farm.
apparently. Apparently, even then.
I'm. s- I, I love how much of a disappointment this lane is for you.
Dude, that Nocturne gank had him dead to rights. He had to dodge away from the Q further into the Aatrox. What happened?
To be fair, they literally all use their Aatrox and Nocturne have a limited amount of CC, and they have to be in melee range to use it.
Wait, Doctor might actually get dove here. Nope, dodges the QE, just a little bit of damage, has the bone plating. Loke gonna use the time to get the void grubs, and now Loke is in the position to maybe punish this Nocturne. I mean, the slow push means that Nocturne can literally just walk into his tower and be fine. The minions will eventually come, and I don't think he's that scared of giving dove, but he might be. Doctor, however, has to call the Diana over purely to stop the dive. Syndra is saying, well, you know what? I can still poke you. It's fine. Wheeze, letting the minions crash, is not afraid. And all eyes are on Dragon. Mostly because it's on the opposite side of the stupid Nasus with a stupid Ghost and a stupid Wither. And yeah.
I mean, listen. You say that, but later on we're going to be cheering as this Nasus just walks down mid lane with 2 items and an R and just destroys everything. Okay.
Loke is on the Dragon side while Psyche is not. Nasus does not have TP while Vendetta does. So Dragon would be, if you had perfect vision, you would love to go for Dragon here, but you don't. Instead, Vendetta commits a little bit onto Nasus. Diana's nearby, but doesn't have the CC to really bring it home. Actually, this is huge because the W and then the Q means that Diana has to show, and Diana showing means that Loke is going to be looking directly bot lane and Dragon Pit. Diana's literally showing on vision just to protect the Nasus. Now, Viggy and Yipsy are paying the price. Yipsy's going to get stunned. She can't dodge the hook. It's going to be a kill for Slayer purely because Diana had to show, because of how much Vendetta put pressure on Wheeze. And actually, top lane kind of mattered.
I don't know why Diana's even up there.
No, I mean, it makes sense. If Diana was not there, Wheeze would have died. And you know Nocturne's 5, so you're not worried about a Nocturne ult, but unfortunately, see, this is what would happen whenever Diana's not there. A flash in. Okay, he dies! He actually dies! It happened! It's possible.
I didn't know that did damage.
Yeah, same actually. I thought he was gonna live again.
Yeah, I didn't know that did damage at all.
But yeah, Yipsy and Figgy were not aware that Diana was showing. Because Diana was showing, they get to move all 4 of the bottom side of the map into Dragon Pit and get a kill. And then they get Dragon. Looking for a gank. It might work, but the stun comes out wide. That means that Tristana commits, but it's the wrong time to commit. Cannon is killing her. The fear doesn't come off because of a nice timed R, but it might not matter. No, Cinder does not have the range. So it ends up just being pressure on Tristana, but no summoner usage. However, this can be turned into a counter gank, a counter jungle, but that means that Psyche has a free dive. You are leaving your bot lane to fend off 2v3 alone while you take Raptors, which is good if they can do it, which they do, but it's also scary if you're Slayer.
Yeah, these picks are starting to look pretty iffy for good old what's the
I mean, Nasus is picked for lane, struggling entirely against Vendetta.
Yeah, that's not the way,
Tristana
man.
is not having her lane dominance that she's supposed to have. Instead, Slayer Uwu is walking all over him.
Yeah, and I guess
Diana's having to cover for people. Oh wait, bot lane's here. Yipsy gets the flash out of Uwu Slayer, but the root goes off, and Kaisa gets a shutdown.
I was gonna say the only one who seems to be holding down is Kaisa and Karma, and that kind of reinforces my point.
I think the interesting part is that Diana's having to play the caretaker, and it's Diana. She wants to be farming. She doesn't want to be in lanes showing because there's no pressure there. Diana was able to protect Nasus once, but it ends up with her bot lane killed. And then the moment she leaves, Nasus dies, and it might happen again. I don't think that Vendetta is going to go under tower, but he does get the R button out of Nasus for even more pressure in a lane that was counterpicked for the Nasus.
Yep. Also, I think this is the second round of the Void grubs for them. So they are going to get the full stacks. They are going to get the pushing power from this, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
is where is dead. The ult comes
Yeah.
out from Aatrox. The Wither comes out, but it won't stop the Qs, and where Wheeze dies again solo in a lane that he picked.
yeah, this I mean, we talked about this off camera. We had a little bit of faith in this, like maybe it could work. It's not working.
I mean, you definitely didn't pick this for the team fight potential of Nasus. You absolutely picked it for the lane. And it's just falling apart.
Oh man.
Oh, this
He
is
could
a
be
stun.
rocking it.
The bone plating eats most of the damage, but there's a lot of damage, and Tristana commits, but it's really scary for her. There is a Syndra ult. It's not going to come out. That was a
Nope.
really scary W. Kaisa gets the W off herself. There is a Lulk here with ult lurking.
Let's see where this goes. Nocturne is here.
The stun comes out again. I doubt she jumps in this time. However, Diana is in the area. Karma going for an aggressive trade while Lulk is still waiting. Pike is here. There's no ability for Faisa to flash out. Gets feared, gets pulled, and will die. Karma gets to escape, but she definitely is not happy watching Figgy die.
I mean, I understand that like he's not happy about it, but I hope he's at least entertained.
I mean, he's not going to be entertained for long. He's going to be dead. The fear comes out. Yes, Lulk has to back off, but the redive threat is so real
Hey,
with the
Diana's
Xayah
here.
ult. Meanwhile, Wheeze is coming up. Where is it? Vendetta's going to finally be punished for all of this pressure. Diana's finally hit 6. It's going to take forever, but it will die. Meanwhile, they get the dive
Plus
up onto
6.
Karma. No one dies.
All right, well, +6 for that Nasus. The Void.
Sure. But again, you had to pull so much pressure up there that you lost your bot lane to a dive.
Remember,
they
hey,
have
Scarlet,
all 6
remember
Void grubs.
positivity.
Oh, sorry.
Positivity.
Nasus did great. Great
Yeah.
kill. Definitely a good pick. Definitely going to carry this game. Do not worry.
The sarcasm runs deep in you, but don't worry. I'll make the top lane
I wasn't
appreciate
even
every
trying to
one
go
day.
that hard on him, but once you said that, I had to run it.
I'm not even mad at you for it. I mean, this was so far this is a terrible choice. The man has 2 different forms of armor. Is that even how you build? What is he building? I'm confused.
I believe that he wants the crit reduction. I think that builds into Thornmail. Is that wrong? But either way, he wants the crit
No, that
reduction
doesn't
and the
build into
healing
Thornmail.
reduction. I think that this is a mistake because the healing reduction on Bramblevest is not good enough to justify it. But it essentially is trying to get both passes. I mean, not the crit reduction, obviously, but you're trying to get Frozen Heart as soon as possible while still having the heal reduction. But as you've seen in this fights, Vendetta is not using heal. That is not why these fights are going this way. It is simply because of the level mismatch and the play mismatch.
Yeah, he's just dumping a bunch of damage
Cutting
on you,
regen
man.
here is not going to do anything if the tower's almost gone. And you go to Doctor gets in, but there's a Pike there when it
Whoa.
re-jumps in. There's 3 people. Pike sees the kill. Yipsy's also dead here. I'm pretty sure. Psych goes in trying to save him or at least get something. They do get a lot of pressure onto Ubu Slayer, but Ubu flashes out and it's a disaster.
Slayer for the flash feather.
Oh, where Weeze kind of catches Vendetta
Wait,
out. This
hold
might
on,
actually
stop.
be no.
Wait,
Vicky
what?
can't even show up. Vicky cannot show her face. This is greedy, and she decides to and just proves me wrong. Okay, my bad. But still, she can't defend this tower. It goes down. Dragon goes down. Objective bounties are available already. 14 minutes in, and your Nasus is down 40 CS.
I'm not gonna lie. Tristana went way too in for that one. He had his team coming, and he thought he had a Syndra kill ready for him.
You cut it in the middle, but I think Tristana thought that he was dead
Yeah,
anyways, basically.
Really? I thought he
Psych
saw
going
up.
in, but the hook goes wide. The fear's gonna come through. Anyways, tries to get out with a cheeky teleport. Not gonna work this time.
Can I be honest
That
with
was
you?
really cute because that gate literally just came up, so it was maybe they'll just forget. But it doesn't work out.
Can I be honest with
notice
you?
that Doctor is really far pushed as well. Actually goes in
Here he
onto
goes
Slayer,
again.
but Nocturne is really close. Not quite able to get the angle.
He
But
keeps
where
doing
does Doctor
it.
go? Where does Doctor go?
Nowhere.
This has got
He's
to be the pressure
dead.
from 2 other losing lanes.
He has
because
flash,
you're
but he's dead.
Yeah, a Doctor, I think, is pressured by the fact that every other lane is losing, wants to make a play, and just doesn't quite roll the dice correctly.
This is the most effective I've ever seen Nocturne Fear be. Like,
Yeah, true.
like dude, all these games have shown. This has shown me a new appreciation for Nocturne Fear. This is the most effective I've ever seen it.
They might
it's
go
just-
for Vendetta here while giving up the Herald, because Vendetta is not playing like his team is going for Herald. Pyke actually goes up instead. Vendetta's going to be in a 1v3 for a while, then Pyke shows up, but Pyke is not going to be able to really save him. So what does it end up on? Nocturne pulls off the Herald. They're going to ult in. Weave is in trouble. So is Psyche. Does not get anything off the ult. Dies to it. They get the Pyke, but it's not worth it. Vicky has to flash it and heal out and might not live anyways. Absolutely does not, because Vendetta kills him. Weeze might escape with his life, but his team will not have the same fate.
Yo, draft is really coming back to bite them in the butt here.
I mean, I don't think that the draft was necessarily bad, but you've got to follow through with your draft, and following through means that you win your counter matchups.
Well, that's the issue here is they're not playing like they picked these champions. Like, they're playing like they picked a set of completely different champions with a different goal in mind. Like, Nasus is playing like he wanted to win this lane, but he didn't pick the champion for that. Tristana is picking like she is a literal threat around here,
Like a
and
college.
she's not. She's
She
not.
might even jump in here. Actually, I think the Doctor is going
No,
to
this
sacrifice
is even
himself for the
worse.
tower, which is worth. I know. Honestly, getting the objective bounty, you're not worth gold. You already have 2 deaths. Getting the objective bounty is probably worth it. There's no dragon spawning anytime soon. No Herald. But this Yipsy death might be less fortunate unless he dodges the hook, has to flash. Kaisa looking for something, but I don't think she's going to find it.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
yeah.
I also mean even like the karma pick. I'm not sure what they wanted from this karma pick, but it's not happening. Was she supposed
They
to
wanted to
protect
be able to
Kaisa? Do damage?
want-
What was the point here?
Yeah. I think they wanted to be able to deal with the Pyke. However, if you want to deal with the Pyke with Karma, you can't pick Kaisa. Figgy
Yeah, that's-
is not able to pull off the kinds of things you want to do with Karma support whenever you're playing something like Kaisa, who wants to be in their face and not trying to dodge a hook.
And in fact, her whole team is in their face. Like Diana, Tristana.
Well, you want Kaisa in a team where your team is in their face, but if you can't get out of laning phase, it's not really worth it.
Oh no, I meant karma. The karma situation.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah, the karma situation. I'm not only want to talk about Kaisa. I don't know enough about Kaisa to talk about it, to be honest with you. But the karma thing, I do know that, and this isn't the spot for baby girl. I'm sorry.
Diana and Yipsy are here to get the kill, but Aatrox just runs away. The exhaust, however, definitely confirms it. I seriously doubt Weeze is going to fall here, but if he does, it would be just catastrophic. Okay, they even get the stack on Nasus. Not bad, but meanwhile, they're losing so much mid, almost in a way that Dr. Shrook is almost dead as well. They have to lose everything.
What hit him?
But give the inhibitor. Giving the inhibitor is okay, because you can scale with the Nasus and Tristana while you're losing supers. You just have to scale within the next 2 dragons before giving them soul.
Yep. Dragon is coming up in about 30 seconds. So
Yeah, that one's absolutely BBVs. Please do not Conduit pretend that you have any chance of this dragon. Go cross map, farm up your Nasus, farm up your Tristana and Kaisa. Do not get anywhere close to this dragon.
nah, that's not theirs. In fact, they probably won't touch a dragon this game. If we're being honest.
Their hope is to either fight the next dragon or Elder, but both of those are very. I don't like this vision check from this. There's Loke, there's a Pyke. You are face checking something you know that they are on, and all this is going to get you is a death on your Kaisa as well.
Why was Kaisa there?
They commit 2 people to try to get vision on an objective they know they cannot contest. That feels like one of those things where you're like, okay, objectives, I need vision. But there are exceptions, and the exception is whenever you can't even face check in your own jungle, and it gets Figgy killed. And it gets you killed, possibly. No, okay.
I understand why they sent karma. I don't think it was a good idea, but I understand it. why was Kaisa even in that direction?
Because you send
Like,
Karma into Pike Syndra alone, she's gonna die. It's just that that's also true if you send her with Figgy, unfortunately.
like,
Like, the idea makes sense, except whenever you think about it, wait a second, can Kaisa save Karma? No.
yeah,
So yeah.
like I'm assuming we send Karma because Karma's gonna die. So and it's like whatever. But
So
why
looking for
would
the
we send
hook.
Kaisa?
Buffers the jump perfectly, by the way.
No,
That
cool.
was really skilled. I mean,
Yeah, that
you
was.
know, point out the goodness. You know, good
Hey,
job.
you gotta give credit where credit is due. It would have caught me
Yeah.
if that was me playing Tristana. It would have got me.
True. But the
Meanwhile,
fact that they contested that dragon means their chances of denying the next dragon are almost none. You fought whenever you couldn't take any possibility, and now you've taken away the possibility of the next Drake.
hold on. Can we pretend we were gonna pretend that was called contesting? That was called them getting caught. Let's not pretend that was them
Right, but
contesting.
even getting vision is contesting. And okay, Whis is in trouble.
He did so much damage to him.
There's a lot of people here. I don't believe that Karma can save him from this dive. There's too many abilities to tank the tower. Slayer gets in a lot of damage. They're going to at least get the tower.
Well,
Luckily, Whis does escape with his life, which is more than I thought was going to happen.
speaking of that, it's about that time. I think this is a good time to go ahead and check on Whis right now. Maybe go ahead and click the man real quick. Let's find out them stats.
You really want to do this to him? You're really
I
going
want
to
to
do this
this.
to him?
I mean, he's already down. Might as well click him.
All right. Whis has 321 stacks of 21 minutes or 22 minutes. Are you happy? Do you feel like Whis is going to win the game now? You got that late game scaling? We really could
Oh,
just ignored
did
him,
I
though.
did I insinuate that I thought he was gonna win? I ain't do that. Don't put words
It just
on
feels
my.
like you're kicking him when he's down, you know?
Yeah, I am. I
Oh, he's
definitely
teleporting,
am.
and they're trying to fight the Baron. Sidra could try to stop it! Slayer Uwu stops Whis from going in. Yes, you're not going to kill him, but that is one less person at that Baron fight whenever you already couldn't afford to play at 5v5.
I feel for that man on an emotional level right now.
It is really unfortunate to play Nasus into this kind of situation.
So I don't know what happened because we were
Wait,
over here with
is
the
that
camera.
a glitch, or does Syndra have a Medjai's with 0 stack? Is Slayer Uwu really doing this? I don't know if that's a visual bug, but he definitely has Medjai's.
I think he just bought it because you can have, if you just buy this item straight up, it can have 0
I know you
stacks.
can, but you usually shouldn't. Tristana's absolutely caught here. Might buffer the jump, but even then, I believe that Tyke will be able to catch up. But the Tristana ult out and the Karma Shield is enough to avoid disaster. They didn't commit anything, though. There's no Pike Flash, no Xayah Flash or ult.
I'm about to
So they're
say they
willing
know
to
they. Yeah, I was just gonna say they know Diana's right there because of the ward. So, very fortunate they dodged. She didn't get that stun off.
Pike looking for another pick in a world where Karma should not be face checking, and I think it's gonna work. Slayer might just get it done himself. Slayer Uwu, that is, of course.
I love how you just reversed his name. You gave him trying to find something unique, and you just like I'll just say it backwards.
Well, I'm not saying it fully backwards. That would be 69 Slayer Uwu, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that.
Well, you just did.
Oh, whoops! Oh no! Oh well. They're starting Baron. There's no chance that Conduit can contest. There's no.
Because they're
tell from
cowards.
Whis. They can scale a little bit. Maybe they can. Oh, they're teleporting Vendetta down to deny even the objective bounty. I don't believe that Conduit can even try to deny the soul, but they kind of have to.
They just said we'll let you have nothing. They just stopped that.
Yeah.
Well, will he get his
see where
full
this goes
Trinity Force
positively.
now?
There's two
Nope.
AD carries in the top lane. Figgy can't make it there. Shrouds, of course, has TP, but you really don't want to TP in your Tristana late. And they're still face checking like they have 5. The hook might go wide, and then maybe you have a chance, but man, it is not feeling good. Kaisa has to face check where they don't know where Pike is. Their Nasus is getting stunned up and has to ult for just Syndra ult. Diana cannot stop it. And they're scared under second tower. Meanwhile, Soul's right over there.
Man, This Diana pick. I mean, these picks they picked are just
I
not
don't
working
think
out for
any
them.
one pick is bad in a vacuum. I think just all 5 picks together don't make sense, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Diana's a strong
Pike is going to get
champion.
a kill here, flash out, but you're going to get ulted, so it doesn't matter. Even Figgy is in trouble because she tried to face check the bush a little bit too much. Nasus gets pulled back from the
Ooh,
longest Aatrox E I've ever seen. W, sorry. And Figgy's gonna die to the support 1v1, I think. Wait, no, Tristana's here to save the day.
all right. Well, that was funny. So I got a laugh out of that. So I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Tower's gonna go down, Inhibitor's gonna go down, Shroud might go down. The flash to get the fear off, but there's no follow-up. Look, that's a little bit too much fancy play. Come on now. But
Listen,
Diana still
they're
dies.
about to end the game at 26 minutes, which is probably the quickest game we've had in the last 3
Oh my
days.
god. That
So,
QE, Vendetta
oh
getting
my
the
god,
knockoff, it's just so much damage. And yeah, Red VVV will just, after 2 very close back and forth games, make an absolute stomp from purely, you have to say, almost a draft diff. I wouldn't say they won draft, but Conduit was not able to play the draft that they drafted
I'll
for
say it for
themselves.
no. Listen, I got you. I'll say it for you. They won drafts. I'll say it
I
for you.
think that there's a Tristana jumping in, may get a kill on Slayer just for the rubbins.
And she's out.
But it really doesn't matter.
Never mind.
Oh,
She's
Psyche
dead.
is going for the kill on Vendetta. Vendetta's not. Wait. Okay. This game's probably over like 99%, but wait a second. Hold
No,
on.
Pike's here. Let's see. Let's see that Pike triple
Hold
kill.
on. Kaisa's alive. Hold on.
No. I want the Pike triple. I want the Pike triple.
Diana gets hooked, but she wants to be melee range anyways. Ults the Pike out. Kaisa gets full damage onto him. Still has ult. Flashes in from Psyche. Now is on the Pike. However, she's going to die to it. And now Pike gets actually almost a triple. Doesn't quite finish him off. Karma's might die to the minion. Oh my, look at this fight. This is the hardest 1v1 in the game. Okay. Yipsy lives.
Super minion.
The minions are now killing the Nexus. And Nasus is getting stacks top lane. The TP is coming forward from Slayer Uwu. Nocturne ult comes in and they don't even need anything other than the minion auto attacks.
Wow.
You have to say it that game 3 was much different than the first 2. You know, one of these is not like the others.
One of these was not the same.
That the draft could have worked with the right play, but there wasn't the play to go along with the draft. Conduit showed excellent play for the first 2 games, and they had drafts that they backed up with their play. But they had a draft that they could not back up with a similar type of play.
I mean, yeah, I said that already. So, I mean, you said it, I said it. We all agree. That did not work for you, fam.
Switching out Slayer for Ubu Slayer really helped. I mean, yes, you got the Syndra instead of having to play against it, but Slayer 96 absolutely demolished that Tristana from just the small amount of play that was around Slayer's 96 jungle. Slayer to 80 carry, I mean, it just shows how much Slayer wants to play 80 carry. That performance was much better than either of the mid lane performances, although the first one was not bad. And Vendetta just put a clinic on Wheeze's counter.
Take him out the mid lane, put him in the bottom lane, and he just rocked out. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, look, just shows that Nocturne is not going to be allowed for the rest of the split. You play it 3 games, and you play it amazingly all 3 games. Even the loss, I feel like Loke did well on the Nocturne.
Yeah, he did. This man was out here, especially this last game. My lord.
Also,
this man
let's
was
just be
out
clear. We were kind of clowning on the Pike ban for the first 2 games, and then suddenly it just wins the lane for bot lane.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see why he was banned.
I was not even expecting Silk to pick the Pike because I had not apparently done my due diligence, and then suddenly it just absolutely wins the game.
Oh yeah, Mans came out here and he put in the work. Had people flashing, had people dying. I mean, he was just a straight menace. Keep them out my games, please. Thank you.
I don't think you have to worry. Just ban Pike, just in case.
I
Silk
know
might show up
I'm not Emerald.
in your
I'm not these guys skill level.
ban the Pike, otherwise Silk might show up in your 2 a.m. games and terrorize you.
Is he the
Could you
boogeyman?
imagine? Yes, you're in solo queue. You're like, oh, I'll just leave Pike open. There's no Pike players anymore. BBG Silk, pentakill.
Yo, low key, that sounds terrifying.
Exactly. Ban Pike in your games, especially your games against BBG.
Thank you, Vinny.
Yeah.
I didn't want
All
anyone
in
to
all,
know, but you
BBG
figured it out.
played very well. I think Conduit played well in 2 of the games. And I think that they showed a lot of support for how they drafted, but just couldn't quite pull it out in game 3.
Yeah, last game just some unfortunate picks that didn't I guess I still don't know what the plan was there, but whatever they planned, the picks didn't represent it. So
Yeah.
unfortunate, but they
But you know
did
how
play
you
well.
can make sure that you don't have a draft diff, Augite?
How, Scarlet? How?
You can get a coach from coachify.gg because coaches
Really?
know how to draft. Yes, exactly. And if you're a coach and you want to help people ban Pike, you can go on to coachify.gg. It allows you to track your students, grow your business. There's 0 commissions, it's free to join, and there's PayPal integration. It's the perfect tool to tell your team to ban Pike.
Wow,
And that's our
Scarlet.
sponsor for
And
today.
where did you say I could get all those amazing benefits at?
From coachify.gg. Wow.
Wow.
Our sponsor for the day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining week 1 of Emerald League. It looks like it's going to be a very exciting league. I appreciate how much Emerald is going to be vaster than any of the other leagues, just in terms of like how many teams we have and the range of skills we have from players. You might see some people that are underrepresented because of how big Emerald is. I'm really excited to see it in the future. And I hope you guys join us next week, either Monday and Tuesday for the other leagues, or Wednesday again for our Crusader Emerald League. Thank you guys for watching.
Yep. Good night, guys.
Every time you say my name, it hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. I was so blind, waiting patient on the shoreline. Now you're leaving, but I know you got your reasons too. I didn't hear the sirens, I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave. Every time